what's up? What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 26. Now, I know after that last banger, you're going to want to jump in and see the stuff, see the goods, but I gotta ask if you could hit that sub button. It would mean the world. We are so close to 700 at the time of me recording this, and we're probably already at 700 by the time you see this video, but the support has been great. You are all awesome, and, you know, the usual. If you got any questions for me, comment down below. I try to respond to what I can, and hey, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Recap what happened last time, the sort of finishing of the sand adventure.
Sure. I believe we saved Than because of the Dragon Ice thing. We did quite a number on Kianara, although if Yanada was fighting, it would have been a bit more difficult. To which we managed to kind of negotiate for Suiko to do her thing. We fought with the Wind Dragon. That was not too happy because the Moon Sword was stuck in him. He blasted Arata, Than, and Suiko out of the room, but before then, Suiko did cover half of his body in ice. Izuto managed to dislodge the sword. Suiko came back in, throwing Tuko to the side, not wanting to seal him, and fully healed the Wind Dragon. We gave him some warning. Yanada and Kianara went on their way, and then on the way back, after bringing back Tuko, all that stuff, the Kazekage had a couple words for Izuto and his either fortune or misfortune of now being a cursed one. And he's hunting the cursed ones down, but he decided to let me live because he was curious. I also knew that there is now the Jiton clan, which I am open to invitation to train with them and stuff, because there is a Jonin level Jiton clan, but other than that, I think that's about it.
Yeah, that summarizes it pretty well, I think. All those things, I guess it doesn't take too long to say, it just takes a lot of time to do.
Yeah.
So you guys continued on your way back to the Land of Wind, crossing over the border, and arriving in the Leaf Village. You guys headed to Lady Isato's compound, where you are now, to report on your situation. There's no one there at the moment that you can see. You sort of did a quick search of the compound. Oh, well, they're right in the corner, but they're not actually there. So you guys do have a little bit of time if you would like to do something before either Kenjiro or Lady Isato comes back.
These are old characters.
Are they?
Well, yeah.
I see all the...
Oh,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think it's just because you hadn't brought in like a new token to reset it.
Yeah, there it was.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. We're good.
So do you just mean like amongst each other, like amongst us?
Yeah, kind of. Specifically, sorry, I should prompt you better than this. Is there anything that you guys are trying to hide from me?
Yeah, quick question. All right, I am okay with telling Kenjiro about my situation. I am not too keen on telling Isato my situation.
And how exactly do you plan on telling Kenjiro and not Isato?
Because if Kenjiro tells Isato, I am okay with that because I trust him, but I don't trust myself to know that the right choice is to tell Isato.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. You two dinglebats are running around with everything going on, so I'm gonna let y'all make the call.
I can hide the mark pretty well below the sand markings, but I'm okay with telling Kenjiro if it comes up. So happens, And then, what are we reporting with?
On the whole dragon.
Well, just real quick, Suiko, the water dragon, I don't know if I mentioned this, but on the way back to the Land of the Wind, you were not able to communicate with it, and it appears to be withdrawing further and further within your psyche there, within the seal.
Damn, it's offended. I never asked its name.
Well,
I don't know
there
if
is
that's
that,
the
but
problem.
you get the sense that this happened. There was a lot of distress encountering the wind dragon, and it appears to be processing the emotions from that event.
Aw,
You need to get it a dragon therapist, is what we're saying.
I
Yeah.
do. That
You need
sounds
to go into couple
expensive.
therapy.
A couple. Great.
As for reporting, I think we report about Kianara and Yanada.
Yanada.
And just kind of their powers, at least from what we know, and then report that they seem to want to capture more and more dragons. Besides that, I don't know if there's really much else to report on. And we kept relations good. We can do that, little self-brag.
Hi, Kianara.
Is this actually
Yanada.
happening right now?
No. This is your trophy
I was like,
room.
this
is the sparrow that you've encountered.
Trophy room.
I was like, this is crazy that they just pulled up to the training house right now.
Following you all along.
I was like, that is a plot twist and a half. You got me.
He
That
really,
was the last
he
thing I
really,
expected.
he really said you hit level 7. It's game over now. That's right. But no, so we tell them about them too. Everything we know, like Kinar being Namikaze, all that.
Yeah.
We tell them about. I think we tell. Are we all in agreement? Talk about the Wind Dragon, kind of everything that happened there.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell them that we just that we just let him be free. You don't think they're gonna want to lock him away, especially if the Uzumaki's getting into that?
They wanted us to interrupt.
Okay,
their plans,
your
interrupting their plans.
clan might.
Yeah, your clan is different from our village politics. All right.
As a proud
Village-
Inuzuka, we're not planning
Yeah.
on it. So
As just a I don't have a clan. As strong citizen, a good supporting citizen that pays their taxes to this fair village.
Yes, sir.
The mission was to disrupt their plans, and their plans consisted of sealing and trapping the dragon. So I feel like we disrupted it by not letting that happen.
I also really don't think they would go after the dragon. If anything, they'd like try to
don't think
protect
so.
it. I don't.
I feel like they
think
would
so.
have. They'd be going. I feel like
After
if they were
them
going
now.
after dragons,
Yeah.
they would not send a Genji and Chunin.
Yeah, I think we'd be fine there. So
Okay.
I really think that'll be okay. I don't think that is a concern.
Yeah.
We're having a lot lot of faith that politicians aren't going to be greedy.
Well,
when
we're
they
only
hear-
telling these two.
It's only Kenjiro.
Yeah,
Okay.
Isato. We spent years with
Okay.
them.
because those are kind of our
Alright.
squad leaders. So we'll talk to them about what they feel. I think
Okay.
past that, we just tell them we rescued some peeps, kept the relations very positive.
Talk to the Kazekage for a bit.
Talk to Kazekage for a bit. Well, do you want to say that? Because they're gonna ask why we met the Kazekage. Do you want to talk about that?
I'm thinking. See, he told me not to tell my higher ups, but I trust these two higher ups.
Just Kenjiro. Okay. Okay.
I'm even okay with trusting Isato. I feel like I would
Okay.
trust Isato after the a year and a half. that I spent with
Isato is
her.
also not that connected with the village, like
Yeah,
directly.
he's-
So
Yeah,
I
she
think we're
seems
fine.
very yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so,
just to give you guys a brief reminder, Lady Isato was one of the squad mates of the current Hokage. She was considered in the runner-up sort of position to become the next Hokage until the current Hokage supplanted her.
And then she dipped.
She is kind of she's been gone for a long time, so she isn't quite as involved
yeah.
in the power structure of the Leaf Village. It's just she's a very strong individual who has a little bit of sway with the Hokage. That's kind of her position.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I think. I mean, anything else you two?
If from the year and a half that we spent with her, or however long we spent with her, did we ever get the vibe that she was very on the not up and up, so to speak, but very military-esque, no secrets, no nothing, just I'm telling my leader this, and I am following a by the book person. Did we get that she was kind of by the book, or kind of just free flowing?
Definitely not at all by the book.
Okay.
She literally when she receives an order in the mail or whatever, she kind of just laughs and shows it to you guys and shakes their head.
Okay, never mind. I am I'm okay with telling you.
We trust her more now.
as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You can. She's kind of like Jiraiya in the anime, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in support of the Leaf Village, but he was never
Yeah.
the Hokage wasn't sending him orders
Heavily
or
a part of
whatever.
it. I got you.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Besides, I'm trying to think of other things that happened. I don't think there's anything else of importance, and I think they'll be happy with what we have to show. So
Okay.
I will go ahead and do it, but I was hesitant on showing the sword, but I'll show it.
that'll be your call because I'm not touching that thing. So all you,
Yeah,
bud.
you can't. So.
Well, I think I could. I might just regret it.
But...
Yeah. I might just regret that decision quickly.
You just can't pick it up. Mjolnir's hammer and all that. Anyway, I think that's I think we're good.
So conveniently enough, for your plans at least, Isato, Kenjiro does arrive. Oh, that's old Kenjiro. Where's new Kenjiro?
Old Kenjiro?
If Kenjiro didn't level up, I think I have more chocolate than him.
Yeah. There's no thinking. That's him, brother.
He's at 100 now. He's at 100.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, 101. Eat shit, Kenjiro. More chocolate. If I take the necklace off, I have less, but right now...
Yeah, after rolling
Kenjiro!
50 on all of your chakra rolls.
So Kenjiro arrives. As he comes in, you see his face sort of ridden with scars and like pox marks. He looks like he's like very, very sick. But he doesn't. He doesn't move like that though. He walks in, just sort of rubbing his head. His eyes go wide when he sees you guys, and he says, "Oh, thank God you guys are back!" And he sort of runs up, I guess, to Izuto since he's the closest, and he goes for a big old hug.
Can I dodge?
Yeah, sure. Make a dexterity save.
He said, "Can I?"
I don't think I'm
Beating him on the deck save, but yeah.
I think it'd be his athletics, not his dex. So maybe.
Okay, 14. I mean, he's not trying with all of his might to hug you, so you do manage to dodge out of the way. And he says, "Wow, Izuto. Wow, Izuto. All right, well, come here, Suiko." And he attempts to hug Suiko.
Are you sick, old man? What's going on here?
He pauses and blinks, and he says, "Oh, you mean this?" And he sort of rubs his face.
What on earth was that?
Yeah, so here you go. And he does a quick minor illusion jutsu to show you guys. Where is he? Which one? Oh yeah, it's this one. He says, "Yeah, that's one of the guys that we fought. Turns out his body is basically a whole grab bag of diseases that he's immune to. If Lady Isato wasn't there, I probably would be dead of about a dozen different diseases by now.
But she was there.
I'm immune now."
So it's okay to touch you?
He nods. He says, "Yep, completely non-contagious, and the disease just, it left its mark."
Works well for me. I go to hug him.
All right, yeah, group hugs.
Yeah, I would say I step in and Fan Wagon comes behind for some licks.
There we go.
He pats you all on the back. He says, "Well, I hope that you guys had a little bit of a better time than I did." He looks at Izuto and sort of like frowns, and he says, "You trying a new cologne or something? You smell a little different."
Just a lot happened in the Land of Wind.
I give Izuto a little side eye.
Getting a little bit more serious. He steps back. He says, "Yeah, well, I suppose I should hear your guys' report." He looks over at Suiko and says, "There's been a lot of talk about you in recent days here in the village. I'm most interested in the dragon stuff. How's that going for you?"
Between me and the water dragon?
Yeah, how's your relationship? How are you able to use its powers? That sort of thing. It's gonna matter a lot, I think.
Yeah, it's going really well. He's kind of shut down a little bit. He got his feelings hurt by the dragon we just dealt with, but I mean, it's going really good. I got a bond with him.
The dragon you just dealt with. Which one was that again?
Yeah.
The wind dragon.
Right. The wind dragon. Okay. Maybe you should start from the beginning, actually.
All right. I step forward to this.
We kind of set a wind dragon free.
Yeah, you guys don't need to redo the whole thing. But just, is there anything you're holding back from Kenjiro?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, not for Arata, no.
That was my impression.
Yeah, not for Izuto.
Okay. So he listens to your story, making occasional sarcastic remarks, as he is wont to do. But he gets a little bit more serious as time goes on. By the end of it, he's just sort of sitting down, legs crossed and arms crossed. And he says, "Oh boy, all right. Well, bullet points. You guys definitely completed your mission, I'd say. Wind Dragon is not within the hands of the enemy, so that's good.
Sure isn't.
Not even close.
A little unfortunate you had to let the 2 Sparrow go, but I understand you got to live within your means there." He looks over at Izuto. "Yeah, so we're gonna need to tell Lady Izuto, at least."
As long as it's just her for now before I hear other plans, I'm okay with that.
He nods. He says, "It just, I'm not an expert on these things, but you hear stories, and there are just, there are older things in some of these lands, things that we don't really know about, things from before recorded history and such. This sounds like one of those situations."
As long as only you two get told. If anybody else gets told, I would just like to know about it beforehand.
He nods and he says, "Yeah, I don't plan on telling anybody except for Lady Isato. The only reason I want to tell her is because of what the Kazekage apparently told you. That this power is killing you somehow."
Yes, every time I use it, apparently.
"I'd like to have Lady Isato give you a look over at the very least."
More than okay with that. Any opinions on the sword? I guess I unsheathe it and show it to him.
He nods. He says, "Well, clearly something related to your power here, which means that thing is really, really old. Swords that are that old should be dull. That one looks pretty sharp. I don't know what to say about that. I suppose it could be powerful, but if it's related to your power, it could be dangerous to you as well. So I don't know."
I will keep that in mind. I guess I go ahead and unsheathe it or sheathe it.
Last resort, maybe.
He unsheathes it again.
I would treat it. In relation to Suiko, it's good news that you were able to apparently forge a pretty freaking strong relationship with your water dragon there.
We're
Good on you
besties.
for that. Not good that it's apparently depressed right now, but hopefully that'll get over that at some point. Even dragons have to stop sulking after a certain amount of time, you'd think. But it is kind of, well, it puts us you in a particular situation, Suiko. Maybe I should tell you guys what I was up to.
Please do.
So maybe Lady Isato, we headed up to the Land of Lightning based off of a tip. Long story short, we encountered 2 of the sparrows there. Tenori down there with the disease powers, and a nice young Itachi, or Uchiha.
A young Itachi.
Itachi, he's here.
A young Uchiha named Shinikichi has apparently been lost. He was lost on a mission about 10 years ago.
I want his eyes.
And now he's resurfaced as a sparrow apparently. He was a bit of a monster, but Lady Isato apparently she knows how to fight Uchiha pretty well. She sparred a lot with our current Hokage. Even so, me and her versus those 2, it was a close thing. They were trying to unleash a bunch of yokai beneath a ruin near a lightning city, village hidden in the lightning. We managed to stop them with some of the lightning ninja help. But they did get away, unfortunately. As a result, and a fair number of the lightning ninja perished during the battle. The Hokage is considering whether or not a preemptive strike, beginning this war early on our terms, is the thing that we should do.
I'm not one to get into politics.
Well,
no.
Unfortunately, at least Suiko,
No.
it involves her a lot.
No.
The water
I
dragon
apologize.
has been a topic of discussion in a lot of these talks. It could be the
no.
edge that we need to really make a powerful first strike. At least that's some people's thought.
Why can't we solve it with
Some of the
words?
clan heads.
Arata, I'm scared. I'm stressed.
Hey, listen, I don't want war, so I'm on your side.
Well, maybe you should speak to your dad about that. He's one of the he and the Akamichi clan. They're both pressing pretty hard for it.
I scoff as he says this and say, "Speak to my dad. Have you met him?"
Kenjiro shrugs and he says, briefly, and I don't really want to engage with them anymore, which is why you, the son, maybe should. But anyway, that's you can do what you want there, obviously. I'm just telling you, whether or not a preemptive strike happens is going to be pretty closely related to what happens to Suiko and the Water Dragon.
I'll see what I can find out.
Question. I thought the Hokage didn't know about... the entire village knows that I have the water dragon?
Kenjiro shakes his head. He says, no, just the higher-ups, the clan heads, from what I understand. I don't know how they got that information, but they do.
Like, including the Hokage, right?
Yep.
Yipers.
Well, I'm not dead yet, so...
Kenjiro nods. He says, like I said, they're considering you as an asset, so I doubt they just go up and kill you.
Not yet, at least.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'm officially stressed out. What's the next move?
Kenjiro says, well, there are some reports about sparrow activity in the Land of Mists, but Hokage doesn't want anyone to leave right now in case we want to do that first strike thing. So there's going to be a big vote between him and the clan heads. He's promised to listen to their input and abide by their vote on the matter. Makes sense. He doesn't want to drag more than half the village into a war they don't want. But we're grounded for that vote.
Okay. Well, Arata, you need to convince your dad, please.
Yeah. Quick question. Do you know where and when this vote is happening? Not for any particular reason, but just out of curiosity.
Kenjiro, he shakes his head. He says, no, Lady Isato should, though. She's been involved in the discussions. They're going to want to probably interview at the very least Suiko, and I suppose you three as well, to try to get a sense of... I mean, between you, your group, and me and Isato, we're the only ones with contact with the sparrows so far.
Makes sense.
So I imagine they'll probably want to hear your report personally.
Valid.
I mean, once they realize you're back, which I suppose I should go tell Lady Isato, unless you guys have anything else.
I think
That clan used snitch. She probably told everyone.
Snitches get stitches, bro.
Kenjiro shrugs.
I was like, I have by this time have I guess we did, but I go ahead and hand over the original journals that we got from the Sparrow people. I imagine that was in the debrief, but just in case it wasn't.
Yeah, good point. So Kenjiro will formally take possession of those, and he says, I'll get these to the Intel division. They should try to get these things decoded.
Okay. And then I personally tell him what I decoded.
Because I know I decoded some of it, just not all of it.
Oh, yeah. Shoot, I was going to give you a handout. I totally spaced on that.
Nah, it's good.
Okay.
Well, we did, because I helped him copy it down. Don't we have a whole copy of it still? Like a personal copy?
Yeah, but you don't have all of it decoded yet. Is the issue.
Gotcha.
I was like, we can do that if it doesn't pertain to this session. Fine.
I guess, and I'm assuming we're not, like, I'm assuming we wouldn't tell Kenjiro that we've kept a copy of this.
No.
Yeah. I guess there is a little info that we've kept from him, and it would be just that.
Okay, that's fair enough. Just a second. I think I didn't create a handout for, but I did have what I was going to have you guys look from that.
Okay, while you're looking for that, Hudson,
Yeah.
with my thing I messaged you about my false faces, I know I'm supposed to study someone for an hour. Let's say it was someone like, I don't know, my dad. Would I have to study them for an hour, or would I would assume because I've grown up with him, I kind of have him.
I would say anyone that you spent a significant amount of time with,
Okay.
yeah, you
Okay.
can mimic
That's
the
what I
voices.
figured, but I wanted to make sure that that's how we would work that. Okay. Just questions.
Unrelated. Okay.
Unrelated. Unrelated to
I
everything.
personally love where this is going.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do, 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 do.
The last session when my mic was messing up, Izuto, I tried giving you a big bear hug. Did you accept that?
What?
Yeah. My mic was messed up. When we saved the Wind Dragon, you offered like a handshake, and I Setsuko gave you a big old bear hug. Did you accept the hug?
Oh, yeah.
I think he
Okay.
did.
I had no reason to not accept it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Also,
It's funny if you have like a plan in mind 5 sessions from now, and
Yeah.
if I didn't hug
He's-
you, you would
he
have
has-
chosen the bad
There's
ending.
this whole thing that'd be so funny if Marissa's just like, I got this down. Like it's about to go crazy.
I chose the bad ending by not hugging.
She's gonna sink the water dragon on you, bro.
I'll stick my sword right into her heart, bro. Got me fucked up.
Hey, touche.
Okay. Well, now that we have that cleared up, very important.
the bear hug.
Now that we know the
There-
Suiko's plans.
There is all right. So here's what you get out of the intel. There's references to 3 dragons. Just literally the number 3 and then dragons.
Okay.
There's reference to Waystone. And there's reference to Sage Keys.
Ooh. Okay, let me. Oh, why do I not have my notes thing up? All right.
Are you writing it down?
I'm going to, yes. Okay, can
There's gonna
you?
be a lot of note taking in this session, unfortunately. So
I'm ready for it. All right, 3 dragons. What did you Way something?
Waystone.
Waystone.
Waystone, yes.
And then you said Sage Keys.
Sage Keys, yeah.
Key like Keys, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I have that written down. Is this 25 or is this 26? What are we on? Kevin, do you know? This is 26, right?
What? This is 26.
All right, 26. Let me make this its own note. Just mark decoded journal stuff. All right, I'm good.
Okay. So that's the like I said, information from it, but you managed to decode kind of. So he will go ahead and grab those documents and take them to the Intel division. You guys will get to speak to Lady Isato next. I suppose a few hours later, as you guys sort of rest and relax after your long journey. She arrives. Where is she? Isato, right next to Izuto. So she welcomes you guys back with a professional nod, and she says, "Glad to see you're all alive. I would have hated to have sent you guys to, or some of you to your deaths on that mission there. Kenjiro got me up to speed. Izuto, if you would like me to examine you, that seems like a top priority."
Whenever you have time, doesn't seem too urgent.
He's only
stressed
dying.
out by saying that.
She shakes her head and she says, "Well, yes, I am. I do consider the health of my subordinates an urgent matter." She examines you, casting a number of medical-related jutsu, giving you a very thorough examination. When she finishes, she steps away, and she says, "Yeah, Izuto, I've taken care of it for now. There were only a few of them, but there were tumors growing around a number of your organs.
Right.
These tumors were benign, at least for the moment, but I would guess that this power makes it more likely that you'll die of these sorts of diseases."
Izuto, no.
Right. Were some of them worse than others, or were they all consistently bad?
They were in various stages of growth, but all of them fairly early along. The one near your liver was the most severe, but even that was benign.
Oh, well,
Right.
not malignant. We got that going for us.
Isuto
Okay.
has
Right.
tumors. Noted.
I have cancer. Okay. Thank you, Isato, for saving my life and all that. I will try to not use, unless absolutely necessary. That I do treasure my life.
Yes, I would recommend that. Of course, it's up to you, and I was able to deal with it this time. It's possible that I would be able to deal with it in the future. It's just with powers like these, it's difficult to say what the consequences will be.
Agreed. Do you have any thoughts on the the sword that Kenjiro may or may not have told you about?
He did. My best guess is that it's some sort of artifact created by whatever being gave you those powers. I've seen similar things in my travels. Old entities, usually only talked of in myth and story, that occasionally reach out into the world once more. They're not truly dead. Sometimes they leave tokens of theirs behind. I'd guess that sword is one of those.
In recorded history that you know, has anybody been able to get rid of these powers?
I haven't heard of these particular powers until now.
I see.
To get that sort of knowledge, I suppose you'd have to return to the Kazekage. He appears to know more of your situation than we do.
I shall be paying him a visit sooner rather than later, hopefully.
Lady Isato looks a little skeptical. She says, I would say perhaps later, with the way things are going right now.
Yeah, I'm just kind of counting on war not happening. So, keeping a positive vibe.
Well, Lady Isato says, well, if war does break out, the Sand Village would likely be aligned with ours. But we would be busy.
That'd be a tough choice. I'm kidding, Isato, not a tough choice. I would choose our village. Our village is taking care of me. Love our village.
She kind of laughs, legitimately amused. She says, well, yes, I'm glad it's not a choice you'll have to make either. But the issue is the Kazekage will be very busy in that situation, as would you. So it's unlikely that they would be able to spare the time for you.
I see.
But yes, hopefully you're right. Hopefully war does not break out. Speaking of which, you three are in a somewhat unique situation right now, a unique position.
We do tend to get in those.
Yeah, we do tend to get in those. I don't see Naki having my type of adventures.
Probably not. Isato says, I've given my report, as has Kenjiro, about what happened in the Land of Lightning. It is unfortunately made the decision to go to war a little bit more likely. That said, if we were able to tailor your report a little bit to emphasize certain things, we might be able to make it less likely that the clan heads will choose a preemptive strike.
Mm-hmm. And
I like the idea.
What
is the possibility of them putting us under a genjutsu to not say the tailored story?
True.
Lady Isato nods and she says, it's always a possibility. However,
we could just not
I don't think that they're going to subject you to the interrogators. Partially because of my influence, and partially because they don't know how Suiko's water dragon would react to that.
Also true.
Valid.
So, however, you're right. I would not recommend outright lying. Like I said, I think just perhaps tailoring, withholding some and emphasizing other bits of information.
Understood. Just the affliction.
Valid.
And if you're interested, if you feel that you are able, perhaps reaching out to some of the clan heads yourselves, personally.
Yeah, I think I can. I have a few I can talk to. Quick question, Isato. Do you know when this voting and stuff, or when this main discussion is going to go down? And where?
She nods and says, "Yes, it should be in about 3 days' time, about midday at the Hokage's residence in his council. He has council chamber rooms there, where he hosts the clan heads."
Cool. Hopefully it goes well there, huh? Yeah.
In any case, like I say, if you approach some of the clan heads personally, they might feel that they have access to unique information that the other ones don't, which might influence their vote. I'll leave it up to you how you wish to attempt to persuade them, if you wish to at all. However, I should lay the basics of what the current situation is, both in relationship to the war and the relationship with Suiko and the Water Dragon. So, get ready to take some notes. So, in favor of a preemptive strike, the Hyuga, Sarutobi... Oh, no, sorry. In favor of a preemptive strike is the Akamichi and Inuzuka
Okay,
clans.
let me retry it. Let me restart.
Yeah, go. Yeah, restart.
Akamichi and who?
Inuzuka.
Oh, awkward. Okay.
So they're fully in favor of preemptive.
Let's be clear. Not every Inuzuka is in favor of that. Okay, I feel like that's a generalization.
Hey,
and...
I've met 3, and at least 66% of your clan seems like that.
That's valid. Continue.
These clans, the following clans, are leaning towards the preemptive strike, but they're not 100% either way yet. And those are the Hyuga clan, the Sarutobi clan, and the Nara clan.
Okay.
The clans that are leaning against war, but not 100% against it, are the Yamanaka clan and the Uchiha clan.
Okay, I'm sorry. They were
leaning
towards
against,
no, but not 100% no.
towards no war.
Well,
Okay.
leaning against, so they're not 100% either way.
Right.
The Uzumaki clan and the Aburame clan are firmly opposed to the first strike.
Uzumaki
I'm
and
sorry, who was the
Aburame, you
second?
said?
Aburame, the insect clan.
Cool. Fine.
So that's where they all currently stand on the war situation. With the situation regarding the water dragon, they are waiting for more information. However, Lady Isato, hearing that Suiko is pretty well in control of the water dragon, she tells you what each of the clan's likely responses is going to be. So the Uzumaki clan and the Inuzuka clan are in favor of letting it be and letting Suiko do whatever she wants with it.
Oh, Inuzuka? Uzumaki and the Inuzuka?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She notes that Lady Isato notes that the reason for this is mostly just your relationship with Arata being your squad mate.
It's valid.
His father is interested in keeping you happy.
G-Ton kind of got any pull in this vote?
They're not.
No shot, nerd.
I just figured.
Shut your cursed ass up, boy. This is not your job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Yep.
The Yamanaka clan and the Sarutobi clan are in favor of it being extracted from Suiko and just let loose for the first strike.
Okay, that was Yamanaka and who?
Sarutobi.
So the Yamanaka are kind of against the war, but if we did have war, they want the dragon to come out. I'm understanding that
Basically,
correctly?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Nara and Akamichi clans are in favor of it being extracted. Oh, I'm sorry. So the Yamanaka and Sarutobi, they're in favor of it being extracted and let loose. So they don't want to use it for the war. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. They want the dragon out into
Yeah, they want it out of
wilds.
their lands, basically.
Okay.
They don't really care
Okay.
what it does.
Makes sense.
Okay.
The Nara and Akamichi clans are in favor of it being extracted and then used for war.
Okay. That makes more sense to the allegiance. Alright, there we go. I get it.
The Uchiha clan, the Aburame clan, and the Hyuga clan are in favor of it leaving it inside, but using Suiko and her team as a strike force for the first strike.
That's kind of fun.
Keep it in Suiko, but use for war.
So again, all of this is kind of preempted on a war happening. They would want to use you
So
in the first round.
who wanted to keep Suiko for war? Like keep it in her, but war. Okay.
Yeah, Uchiha, Aburame, and Hyuga.
Okay, so it was 3 people. Okay, that's what I thought. Perfect.
So with that information, Lady Isato is here to answer any questions you guys might have. And it's up to you which, if any, of the clan heads you'd like to approach before the council meeting, or any preparation that you'd like to do.
I have a bit of preparation I need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'll go ahead and be the first one here. I feel like Arata has a clan he might want to talk to.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know
y'all don't worry about Inuzuka.
I feel like Arata is good on what he wants to
actually,
do.
Wait,
Suiko is probably good on what he wants to do.
I was gonna say, as a team, we need to decide first off, war or no war. How we feeling?
I mean, obviously, I would like no war.
Okay.
No war, but if it comes down to it, I'll fight in it.
Okay.
So,
I agree with that sentiment of I would fight in it, but I would like to avoid it. Okay.
I would like to avoid it, but if our team is drafted, I am not
against it.
Not against it.
Okay,
I will back our village on what we do.
No, I am on that token of backing the village. Okay, now for the situation of Suiko's dragon, how do I feel about that? Because there's the 4 options of keep it in Suiko, don't care about anything. Keep it in Suiko, use it for war. Use it for war, extracting it, or just letting that bad boy into the wild.
For right now, just keep it as is. She's free to do whatever she wants. Eventually, we probably want to set it free. I don't know if the dragon wants to be caged up inside you.
Okay.
But the emotions might change a bit. But for now, obviously, just as she is.
Okay, so for now, just keep dragon chilling and vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I would like to not have him separated from me.
I was like, eventually, if the dragon wants to be free, roam lands, be with his buddies, that can be much later down the road.
Of course.
So
also the extraction, if I remember correctly, there is a chance that it could fail, right? That I could die.
Yeah, that's an issue for another time.
It's never been done before. It's never been attempted to steal a dragon and extract it.
Still strong.
I don't want them to, I don't want that. That doesn't sound fun.
I don't want it either. I'm with the Inuzuka and Uzumaki on this one. I am okay with you just vibing.
So then, don't worry about Inuzuka. I can take care of that. As for the other ones,
what clans are close with the Inuzuka?
Not very many.
Akamichi.
The Akamichi are very close because they're sort of the more warlike.
Yeah, they like the fight.
Well, they seem like the 2 fighters.
Do we know what clans have a really bad interaction with Inuzuka?
Yeah, the Nara clan and the Hyuga clan both kind of hate the Inuzuka for different reasons. The other clans, I wouldn't say they have strong. I mean, the Aburame are probably somewhat friendly towards them as well, just because they're both like beastmasters essentially.
You said Hyuga and Nara do not like Inuzuka.
No, they hate the Inuzuka.
Okay, and then the ones that liked Inuzuka are the Akamichi and the Aburame, you said?
Yeah. Like the Akamichi mainly, but the Aburame to a certain extent.
I imagine just have similar philosophies.
I don't want to go after the Nara simply because I have that friendship with. Oh my God, I forgot his name.
We're not going after them. To be clear, we would just be going and talking to them.
Yeah, I didn't mean I'm going to go attack them.
Yeah, but I'm saying so it could be good. So I think we kind of divide and conquer.
You're a weak little nerd, huh?
I can deal with Inuzuka.
I haven't updated their stats.
You're a weak little boy. Okay, so I will talk to Inuzuka, and then I can... Well, actually, whatever. I can deal with Inuzuka, and then go talk to, like, one other group. And I think you two can go talk to other groups.
I think what we need to decide is who I'm going to talk to. Because I feel like one of you each has a spot filled.
Yeah,
I need to be the flex.
Hold on, let's start with Arata.
I'm not talking to Akamichi because they're already in favor, and I think the likelihood of me convincing them to go out of favor
is low.
Is very low. We'd rather talk to the people in the middle.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. We want to talk to the swing votes.
I want to talk to mid people.
Yeah.
Okay, we
The
want the middle
swing
people.
states,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
The swing
It's like a
states.
presidential election, this bitch.
Okay, so I called dibs on Nara. Then we have
Go
Hugo
for
and
it.
Saratobi left, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has
I can talk to Saratobi, I guess.
I think Saratobi is the least like power,
The-
I'd imagine, right?
The Saratobi.
What was that?
Go
Sorry,
ahead,
you cut off
Izuto.
there. What was the question?
The Saratobi one. What'd you ask?
Well, I was letting you go. All I had said was Saratobi is kind of like the who is like the most to least. Give me like the top 4 influential clans. Not these guys.
Sure.
Give me a Watch Mojo episode.
Or you can also rank them from top to bottom if that's easiest.
I might be able to do that. The Uchiha are on top.
Yes.
As
Fair.
probably doesn't
Valid.
surprise you. Let's see. Yeah, here. No, I don't have them ranked like specific, but I can do it probably. Like, I think I have a good idea. The Akamichi are actually the second ranked.
That's cringe as hell. I hate them now.
There are a lot of them, and they're all pretty strong. Is the issue? Like it just
Yeah,
they're a
numbers.
solid force.
Makes sense.
In terms of influence,
Don't you do it. Don't you put me out of top 3. Don't
no,
you do it.
Don't worry. The Hugo would be number 3.
I'm gonna cry.
I would say, currently, the Nara clan would be number 4. Not necessarily for their military stuff, but more just like technical and administrative capabilities.
Yeah.
The Inuzuka would be number 5 at that
That's
point.
crazy.
They're kind of middle of the pack.
You are not my friend anymore. Continue.
Aburame would be number 6.
Yeah.
Number 7.
G-Tonk.
Slide it in there.
Just slide it over. Jitan over Uzumaki.
I'm missing.
Isn't even influential in the Land of Wind, alright?
There's like
2 of us.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the Yamanaka clan would be number 7.
Okay.
Number 8 would be the Uzumaki clan. Number 9 would be the Saratobi clan.
Okay, I figured Saratobi was at the bottom.
They're not that many of them.
So-
They were one of like the founding families, but they've declined since.
Okay,
Um,
so I think
another
Hyuga and
question.
Nara should be focused.
Wait, I have one question.
Good.
Who likes the Uzumaki and who does not like the Uzumaki?
Everyone kind of likes the Uzumaki to some extent, just because they sacrifice so much in the last.
yeah.
They're like you're all considered war heroes, basically.
Yeah.
So your clan has a lot of respect. I wouldn't say there's anyone that. I would say the Akamichi probably dislike your clan the most, even though they wouldn't say that they would, just because they feel like you've gotten glory that should belong to them.
Okay, so, well, it wasn't even my plan to approach him in the first place, so we got that out of the bag.
Yeah, so I think I can. Let me see.
I mean, with this in hand, you should at least talk to them, right, Arata? Like, just, I don't know.
To the Akamichi.
With how influential they are, the Akamichi.
I mean, I can go over and talk to him about it. No
I think you
promises.
should definitely focus mostly on Inuzuka, but yeah.
Yeah. My main focus is
Yeah,
gonna be
of course.
Inuzuka, and then if y'all want me to, like, I can do, like, Sarutobi as, like, a last ditch, just because
Yeah.
they'd probably be easy to, like, influence one way or the other. And then you two can heavily focus on, like, Nara and Hyuga. How do we feel about that?
I
Thoughts?
know you want to do Nara, and I know you called dibs, but I feel like the Hyuga would not. They're not known for liking
Liking outsiders, yeah.
That's
That's
my only problem with
Fair.
doing the Hyuga as opposed to you doing Hyuga. They've never
Okay,
liked
so-
outside people, so I don't know how much swing I'd have there.
Do you have anyone you want to go after, Izuto, or should we just go together to kind of double
Y'all could do that too, actually.
teams?
Like, you both could
Because
go to
I'm
Nara
sure
and Hyuga
Arata is
together.
going to be fun on his own, being the pureblood
Yeah.
boy. So I mean, if we could just double team it, maybe worth something if you don't have anyone you want to go after by yourself.
Sure.
Excuse
I
me.
mean, yeah. It's just we could. I was saying if we all split up, we definitely have a lot more reach.
Like, Okay, so who's Arata going after? You're going after Inuzuka, obviously.
Inuzuka with the
Oh.
second pick into Sarutobi.
Into Sarutobi. Just because
Sarutobi.
I can heavily
Okay.
try to... Because I think if I swing Inuzuka down, it also will, like, naturally bring down the other ones, since they're one of the, like, heavier pushes for it. So...
Yeah.
Okay, and then hopefully we can convince the Nara and then the Hyuga. That's one of the ones that I don't really want to go with. Wait, who doesn't like? No, Inuzuka's not liked by Hyuga. Never mind. So we'll just go after that together then. Izuto and I guess.
Who doesn't like what?
The Hyuga does not like the Inuzuka.
Yeah, that Hugo one's gonna be rough.
Yeah, the Hyuga one.
What are
Wait,
other
if
picks?
Hyuga doesn't like Inuzuka, just use that and be like, so you're gonna side with the Inuzuka? Ew, yucky.
Yeah, then if you swing them, they're gonna not side.
Yeah,
There
but
we
they're,
go.
they don't. They're not gonna know that until the last second, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
We definitely got to go after the Uchiha as well, just to like definitely make sure.
Uchiha's like, yeah, I think Uchiha's either of us has that.
Just to make sure they say no, especially with how influential they all are.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can talk to that one Uchiha kid we know. Was he the clan heir, Hudson? Do we know this?
He's not the clan heir, no.
Dang it.
Oh, well. What we could do is that we could both. You could go to Nara.
Okay.
You could go to Nara, and maybe Hugo if you want to pick someone else. I could try Akamichi and Uchiha.
They might respect you for your power, actually.
Yeah,
Akamichi.
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was my gamble is that I don't negotiate, just fight someone strong, and maybe they respect me. That's
Okay.
genuinely my pick, and I think I can kind of go with that.
Yeah, that's a strat.
So
I like it.
Izuto wants to go after Uchiha.
Uchiha and Akamichi. I will try the.
Oh, just to be clear, the Uchiha clan leader is the Hokage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. so I just wanna
I'm
make sure
not. That's not my first. I think I'm gonna try Akamichi before Uchiha, but I feel like I don't know.
Right. Wait a minute. Isn't the Hokage married to Uzumaki lady?
Yep. There's.
She's the one that's.
Hey,
sneaky.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, if you want, you can do Uchiha, and I can.
I guess
Yeah, I can
are we all
talk-
picking 3? Do we just want to do we all pick 3? Is that what
Okay,
I'm sticking to 2, but
Oh yeah, I'll just do my 2. I'll just do my 2.
I think you
Okay.
just have to spend a lot more time in one.
Yeah.
Because I think you can bring him down from straight war to possibly citing no war, which is like 3 steps. 3 steps down.
So Arata so far is going after Inuzuku Sarutobi.
Yes.
Izuto has Akamichi, possibly Uchiha, and then Suiko has Nara, Hyuga, and then maybe Uchiha if I can talk to his wife.
Yeah, I mean, I can. If you want, you can do Uchiha and I can do Hyuga. I can suck it up and do Hyuga.
Okay. Do we want to go together? Because I feel like that is going to be rough for both of us. We might as well go together.
I was gonna say I can do Hyuga by myself. I don't think it would matter too much.
Okay.
We can see how the first ones go because let's just start with let's just see. We don't even know how much time we have, but
3
I only
days.
have 3 days. But like we don't know how conversations are gonna go, so let's just decide
Yeah,
that.
I mean, arranging meetings is like a time. Like it's a
Yeah.
process.
So I don't think
Alright.
we have an infinite number. I think let's just stick to our first picks. I
Okay.
guess you'll do your first pick was Nara. I'll try
Nara and
Akamichi,
Uchiha.
and then Arata will try Unazuka.
Okay. Cool. All right.
All right.
So just to make it clear, we're not going to approach the Yamanaka.
If we have time, we can decide what to do then. I think for right now, this is
Okay.
our best plan.
Cool beans. Can I use the bathroom real quick before we get started?
Sure.
I'll be right back.
Well, I'll say so. Hudson, my thought and plan right now is I'm gonna schedule a meeting with Sarutobi on the because I'm assuming it's like when you say 3 days time, like on the 3rd day is when the meeting happens, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so I would like to schedule a meeting for the day before, like the day before that with Sarutobi, and Inuzuka. I'm gonna like talk to my parents on the first day, and depending on how that goes, I will then have actions to take on the last day.
Sure, that makes sense. I mean, the 3-day time limit thing, like, it's not a super strict time limit. It just, you guys don't have forever here, basically.
Yes.
All I'm trying to get at.
We can't just stop by every single one with all three of us and be like, hey.
Right, all three of you, and then, like, yeah, talk to them multiple times or anything like that. No, it's kind of a one and done thing here.
Yeah.
Additionally, just real quick, as you guys are figuring this out, you do, in the course of, like, the next few hours, get messages from Arata and Izuto, at least, from their respective partners inside of the village, as requesting, some time.
Yes.
I guess I accept that. Fuck war.
Yeah, I'd see
I'm
and
okay
I
with war.
immediately respond back. I'm like, yes, Nariba, please.
Yes,
Tell
monkey.
me how you've been.
All right. So yeah, I just want to make that clear.
That's fine. I'm okay with going to war, but going on a date. I don't like the opposite.
What did I come back to? What?
We're going
So
on dates.
so basically he's not talking to any clans anymore,
Nope.
and I'm not talking to any clans anymore. 'Cause
We're spending
both
all
gonna go
3
on
days
dates.
with Nariba.
Because if I'm gonna die in a war, I might as well have somebody back at home that cares.
That's valid.
He has his clan, but I don't got shit.
That's valid.
So.
That's valid.
Cool. I'm tackling this on my own.
Unironically, if they like acted like typical adolescents do, then that's literally what would happen.
Yeah, that is what would happen.
Yeah.
Naruto just sitting at home with Hinata, and that would be it. All right. Anyway, what would you? Yeah. So who is up first? I suppose Arata's probably up first, since you don't have to schedule a meeting with your
my-
parents.
Yeah,
with my parents.
You can just kind of run it.
So we will go ahead and do that real quick. Sorry, there he is.
I can't wait for the good old awkward dinner chat. So, heard we're going to war, guys.
So, you do head home for the evening.
I don't bring Than in. I know better, and I'm trying to start off on a good foot.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, that's a good point.
Now that you're here, I will be using the restroom.
Okay.
First.
So Tazaga welcomes you. He's currently eating. The servants bring you a little bit of food. He looks up and says, "Made it back alive. Good to see. How's your team?"
Good. We actually got a lot done. And honestly, we're pretty dang successful throughout our mission.
He gets a little bit of a grin and he says, "I knew Lady Isato would set you straight. She's always been a strong one, that one."
Oh yeah, she's awesome. I need to talk to her more. But so I heard there is some drama going on in the village. What's up with that?
Tazaga looks at you for a moment and says, "Lady Isato talked to you already, huh?"
Well, I mean a little bit, but I get around, heir to the throne. I hear things.
He lets out a sigh and says, "Yeah, plan is to attack before they can attack us."
I mean, do you think we have to do that? Like, I just don't know if war is always the best option. We saw what happened to the Uzumaki.
I agree. It's what happened to the Uzumaki that makes me think this is a good idea. The Uzumaki ended up the way they did because we got involved in the last possible second. The Lightning Village, the Earth Village, they'd already taken over several countries, several cities. By the time we got involved, they were already entrenched, already prepared, and we were not ready. This time we're ready, and our enemies are on the back foot.
Well, kind of figured you'd say something like that, but I suppose just out of curiosity, are the other villages, are they showing signs of aggression or anything like that?
They're all prepping for war, same as we are. Ever since that terracotta attack, they realized that it was an inevitability at that point.
And have we even attempted to try talking to them at all?
Oh, sure. Hokage's been good about that, receiving emissaries and whatnot. You have to understand, it doesn't really matter what the emissaries say. It's all just a delaying tactic. These other villages, Arata, you don't understand them. They're not like us. They are not they have different principles, and they don't like us for our principles.
Hey, trust me, after spending months in a desert, I got a good idea that they're a little different.
Well, to be fair, Village Hidden in the Wind is going to be our ally in this war, so I wouldn't take them. They aren't quite as opposed to us as the other ones are.
Do you think there's any world where we can stop this war?
Stop? No. Delay? Yeah, sure, we could wait, but every minute would mean the enemy would get stronger, and we're already kind of at peak capacity here. At least, assuming that your friend Suiko, she's taking control of the water dragon.
As much as she can at the moment, I believe.
It'll be a powerful asset.
What makes you think we can't stop this war? Why do you think it's so inevitable?
He lets out a sigh and says, like I said, it's just other villages. They think differently than us. They have different priorities. They're just interested in power in those lands. Most of them, anyway.
Funny.
They aren't like us.
Starting a war.
What was that, pup?
Nothing. I continue. Sorry.
That was basically what I had to say. It's not... I'll put it this way. I can't imagine a situation where, as things stand right now, a war is going to be avoided.
Mm-hmm. But wouldn't you say maybe it's a good idea to at least delay a little bit so we can figure out more about this dragon situation? At least for a little bit longer?
You just said that Suiko had her dragon more or less figured out.
Yeah, but... I mean, obviously it's, almost never going to be perfect, and I think that being our biggest asset, we want that to get as much time to perfect as possible, right?
Wait. I said a asset, not our biggest asset. It's just a little bit of a trump card. Our biggest asset, as always, will be the great clans, ours included.
Will be me, of course. The Jitan clan. Sorry.
Izuto sneezes off.
I kind of look frustrated.
Listen, Arata. I'm not in favor of using your friend as a war asset. I think that we should let you guys do whatever you're doing now. These sparrows, they do seem like they're trouble. I'll give you that. And you guys should just keep doing what you're doing. I'm not in favor of using Suiko in the war. All I'm saying is we're never going to be more ready than we are now.
I suppose. I just feel like it's always at least worth trying to stop it instead of just being the first to go.
Being the first to go is the way to stop it earlier than it would otherwise. If we can do a preemptive strike, if we can land the first blow, we might be able to knock them out before they can, counterattack. I know it's not ideal. It's not an ideal world, but it'll be less lives lost in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it sounds like you've got your mind made up. What about the other clans? How do they feel?
He gives you a quick summary. His summary basically matches Lady Izuto's evaluation of the situation.
Everything pretty much the same.
Unless there's a particular one you're interested in.
No, I was just kind of getting an idea of like if anything, like if he had any like other information about them.
I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're just asking for he would be general if you're asking. But if you're asking about something specific, he could give you more information.
No, it was more generalization because I feel like if I get too specific, I'm gonna look a little suspicious. So I will not ask for any.
No, and to be clear, as you're like discussing this with him in a fairly non-confrontational manner, he's like gets increasingly happy with you. Like he's nodding along. He gets the sense that you're like trying to learn from him.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of am right now. I'm trying to understand his point of view. Okay, I look down disappointed, knowing I can't really delay it, and I just say, well, if you truly feel that war is the best option, I suppose you're the one with the vote.
He says, listen, Arata, I mean, I'm not happy about it, but I do think it'll end up being the right choice in the long run. That's all you can do when you're in a position like this.
It's fair. When do you go cast the vote?
He says, 3 days. We have a council. I think that they're probably going to want to hear from you and your group before anybody casts any votes.
That's
It'll
fair.
probably be that same day, but we'll see.
See, quick question. When I asked Izuto, because I know they said 3 days, did Isato give me like a time? Because I'm trying to figure out like a specific time. So I don't know if Isuto like would have given me that or not.
Yeah, she gave you that they would start the meeting at about midday, at about noon.
Okay, cool. In that case, I'm good. I don't need to question that farther. All right,
Okay.
I kind of finished my meal. Just kind of small talking, talking about our adventure throughout the rest, and don't really ask any more questions. I don't want to press too much, and I've kind of gotten the info I needed.
Okay. As you get up to leave, Tazaga asks you to stop, and he says, "Listen, I get the sense that you've really matured over the last couple months. Just keep growing, Arata. It'll be a while yet before your old man kicks the bucket, but when I do, I expect you'll be ready."
I look at him and I say, "Well, I can't wait for the day that I reign, but it will still be a sad day."
Tazaga just barks a laugh and shoos you off.
All right, I kind of leave. I am good.
All right. Who would like to go next, or who? Yeah. What's next?
What is next?
I don't remember who you guys were going.
Who are you going after? Akamichi?
Yep.
Or Hugo?
Use the
Okay.
restroom.
Akamichi is
Boys and
next.
girls,
Yeah.
Guys and gals.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay listening in.
Is Suiko with you, or?
Nah, just me.
Okay.
Oh,
Where's-
there it is.
So you head off to one of the Akamichi farms, of which they have many. Here, I'll put my guy on the map. You can put yours near him.
Hudson, I'm sorry, but like, I kind of forgot why we're going to war against the lightning people, right?
So the previous war was the land of wind and so sand and leaves, village hidden in the leaves, versus the lightning, earth, and mist. And therefore it appears to be shaping up about the same way.
The same way, okay. What reasons do they have for worrying that another war is going to start?
Basically, since the terracotta attack during the tuning exams, there was evidence that each of the other villages had a hand in producing those terracotta warriors due to the materials that were used in their construction. So it was kind of viewed as a terrorist attack against the village hidden in the leaves. And regardless of the truth of that, it created an atmosphere that the leaves had to start building up their defenses, and then the other countries had to respond in kind.
Okay, and we do not know if the sparrows are involved in that terracotta attack.
I mean, I feel like you guys have a pretty good idea that they were, but you don't have
like,
direct evidence.
We don't have evidence. Okay.
No.
I'm pretty sure I'm done with questions.
Okay. So Izuto, you arrive at, like I said, one of the Akamichi's farms. You're directed to a particular one where their clan head is at. You've seen this guy before, maybe passing in the street, but he is literally a giant. He's about 10 feet tall.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you know the story behind him, but yeah, he's there. He's tending to some of his crops here, sort of directing farmhands around. He looks over at you and he says, my warriors told me that you were coming. Izuto, wasn't it?
Correct, sir. Is it gone?
Yeah.
Correct, sir.
Just like
Well, Izuto, I hear that Lady Isuto sings your and your group's praises. I'm glad to see you're back from your mission to the Land of Wind, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very barren land.
Went well?
Yeah, it went according to plan.
Good, good. And he sort of like slaps you on the back a little bit. Not too hard, but it's still just a show of strength. He says, "Well, what did you want to see me about? What can I do for you?"
Before that happens, can I do the same pat on the back, but like infused with like iron to try to be like, no, I'm not that weak.
Sure. His back is like pretty high up in the air, but yeah, you could do that.
You
He
jump.
jump?
Yes.
something brushing against his back. And looks a little surprised. He lets out a grin and just snorts. He steps back and says, "Well, what can I do for you, Izuto?"
Yeah. So from what I've been hearing around, clan politics isn't really my thing, but I heard you guys are for the war, in favor of.
He nods and says, "Yeah, that's correct."
Like y'all are pretty dead set on this.
He says, "Well, barring a change in the facts of the situation, I would say so."
Agreed. From what I have experienced, and obviously you may lead your clan any way you want to. Not much I can do. You're all the way up there. I can't really reach you anyway. But I feel like it's not the other lands' involvement. The problem is so much of this Sparrow group that is either manipulating them behind the curtains, or orchestrating a more important thing, which they come from another land, right? Because they didn't come from like our central thing, right? They come from like another place.
Gon holds up a hand to sort of stop you.
Okay.
He says, "Lad, even if what you're telling me is true, and I'm not convinced that it is, it wouldn't matter. The other lands are ready for war. We're ready for war. It's going to happen one way or the other. Like I said, unless there's some major change in the facts of the situation. If this other land comes and invades, perhaps that would stop things, but barring that, it's better to strike first."
It seems you have your mind pretty set on this. I don't know. You guys are fighters after all, I guess.
I mean, I am not. I'm looking forward to my clan winning glory in battle, of course, but that's not the only reason. I do value my clan and the other members of the village's lives. If there was another way, if there was a diplomatic solution, I would certainly entertain it. Fact is, at the moment, they're in a weak position and we're in a strong position. If we let them get strong again, it'll be the last war all over. Long, dragged out until one of our entire clan practically had to be sacrificed on the altar of peace. I don't want to see that happen again.
Sounds like a lovely Saturday night. All right, you know what? I'm just he's still thinking to himself right now. He's just like, you know what? My time is probably better spent somewhere else. So I guess he looks up at Gon and goes, well, I'm hoping that you rethink your stance on this, but you seem pretty dead set. And whether war happens or war doesn't happen, I will be fighting alongside you.
He grins and gives you a more friendly pat on the back this time. He says, "Izuto, the moment I saw you, I knew we were kindred spirits."
I will be fighting alongside you. Maybe I'll let you have some glory in battle.
He grins and he says, "Likewise, Izuto, likewise. Best of luck. I'll look forward to hearing your report to the council."
Of course.
All right.
I guess I head away. Not being extremely happy, but knowing that time is probably just better allocated elsewhere, which is more or less what we thought. But
yeah, sure, worth a shot.
Regardless.
What? Who's next? What?
I wanted to talk to the Hokage's wife, see if I could get in through there.
Didn't you want to talk to Nara first?
Yeah, we still have 2 more days though, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. For the first day, I would like to go talk to the Hokage's wife just to see what the situation is with the Hokage himself.
Okay. So you send a message.
By the way, Arado, just if I don't know if you're talking.
Yeah, no, I haven't been. We're good.
Okay.
So you send a message to the Hokage's wife, Suiko, asking for a little bit of time. And later that day, towards the end of the day, after you go home and greet your pops, of course, you guys chat for a little bit, you and your pops, and Lady Jisa comes walking down or up into your manor. Pops gives you a nod and he says, "Well, I best be getting to bed. Stay safe, Suiko." And he heads off. Jisa approaches, sitting on the bench in your father's stead, and she looks. First of all, go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh my god.
Well, we got to roll a little bit. It's an hour and 20 minutes. We haven't rolled a single die.
Oh, what a shame.
Easy to roll to avoid a hug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's true. That's true. 14. Oh, another 14. Yeah, she looks pretty stressed out, and a little bit like she hasn't been sleeping well. She has she's trying to cover it up, and she has makeup on that covers up a fair amount. She has bags under her eyes, though. If you really look. She sort of puts her arm around your shoulder and gives you a quick squeeze, and she says, "I'm glad you're back, Suiko. I was worried about you."
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I'm back to a whole dragon situation. It's been real fun to deal with.
She grins and she says, "Well, I take it the fact that you're here and appear to be in good health means that things are going okay."
She's aware that I have the water dragon, right?
She appears to be aware, yes.
But I don't know that for sure. I'm sorry, what did she say again?
Well, I mean, you said it out loud, and she did not appear surprised by this admission. Okay. She said that the fact that you're here looking healthy means that things are going well on that front. She assumes.
Yeah, things are going fantastic. As fantastic as they could ever go.
Well, good. That's good. Did you call me for a particular reason, Suiko? Of course, I'm happy to see you.
Yeah, I've been hearing about the war and stuff, and that how we're all kind of leaning towards that, I assume.
Jisa, her expression grows a little bit darker, and she just sort of stares into the babbling brook passing through your manor. She says, "Yes, that is what everyone is talking about these days."
I mean, are you for the war? What's your personal stance on it?
She looks over at you and says, "I remember I took you to the cemetery a while back. I don't know if you remember or not."
Yeah.
That's all that war has ever achieved, in my opinion.
I don't know if it's my place to ask, but can I ask what the Okage's opinion on it is, since he has so much sway with the Uchiha clan?
He thinks that if there is going to be a war, then it should be now and on the least terms. But he's not. He knows my position, and he is very hesitant to allow members of his village to go into danger. He could be persuaded, but it would take some new information.
Do you actually think that the other countries want to go to war? I know that everyone's kind of preparing for it, but I mean, could it be like some kind of domino effect? They're just preparing for war because we're preparing for war?
She nods and says, "That's exactly what it is. If every country can just keep its warmongers contained, I think it'll be fine."
And if we're the first ones to attack, that kind of screws us over, doesn't it?
It guarantees the war will begin, yeah.
That just sets off that chain of events. I don't suppose there's any way to delay this a little more so we can get more information on the sparrows?
She says, "Well, Lady Isato and your sensei Kenjiro, they recently went on a mission to the Land of Lightning. Their impression after returning from that mission is that the Land of Lightning is slightly weakened now due to some sparrow plot, it seems. If there is going to be a time to strike, it will be now. I don't think there's. If there is going to be a delay, it'll be a significant delay. I don't think there's any room for a small delay here.
You said there's no evidence that the Sparrows attacked. How does everyone feel about this third party, the Sparrows, going into other countries and messing with their politics and stuff? No one's concerned with that?
Jisa lets out a sigh and she says, the Hokage is taking it seriously. That's why he let Lady Isuto take you guys away and use you as a team. The clan heads kind of vary. Most of them think that it's just a group of anarchists, a strong group, but only a small group. I don't think any of them put any stock into some of the more dramatic intelligence that we've received on them.
And when the investigation and that terracotta attack happened, absolutely nothing pointed towards the Sparrows.
She shakes her head. She says, the materials used were those in other lands. The land of Earth, they use or have used similar golems in the past. There was nothing to suggest that the Sparrows alone did this. I know that that's what Lady Isuto's position is. But the Hokage isn't sure, and most of the clan heads are skeptical.
I assume we've diplomatically confronted the Land of Lightning on this. I assume they just denied having contributed materials to the terracotta soldiers.
Of course, all four of the nations involved strenuously denied, but it didn't matter at that point. The build-up started.
Yeah. Is there any way to keep this war paused before this whole domino effect just falls over?
Lady Jisa gets a very strained expression on her face, and she says, I hope so. I've been doing my best. I speak to my husband, but he keeps his own counsel on these sorts of things. The other clan heads, if we could just shut some of them up for a little bit, I think things would calm down.
Okay. All right. I greatly appreciate that information. Me and my group have been trying to go to the other clans to convince them to not go to war.
Jisa looks somewhat heartened by this. She says, really? Well, I suppose it makes sense if you're following Lady Isuto's orders. That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, especially to me at least, it feels like this whole thing was orchestrated by the Sparrows. The last thing I want to do is start a stupid war caused by some third-party idiots.
Jisa nods and says, that would be a tragedy beyond tragedies. I hope that you and your friends are successful. If you need anything from me, let me know.
Thank you. I don't suppose you have any useful information on how to convince the clan heads? I don't know, any tidbits you could spare?
She says, yes, I know all of them fairly well. I've seen my husband deal with each of them. Is there any in particular you're interested in?
The Akamichi are pretty in favor for war. I guess let's start with the Hyuga and the Sarutobi.
Hyuga and Sarutobi, they're both old clans. They were founders, and they appreciate their nobility. They consider themselves to be the Leaf Village to a certain extent. You need to appeal to their pride and vanity if you want to convince them. Point out that if their blood is spilt, then some of the other clans might gain a larger stake. The Leaf Village could change if they're not careful.
Hold up, Hudson. I need to note-take this. This is good stuff.
Okay.
Appeal to pride.
Yeah, so just to repeat that, appeal to their pride and vanity, point out that if their clans are diminished in the war, then other clans will get ahead as a result of that. They will no longer be, you know, they won't be held in such high esteem anymore. The Sarutobi possibly not at all, since they're already at the bottom of the pack, and the Hyuga will only go down from their relatively high place.
Cool. What about the Nara? What's their deal? Why are they leaning towards war?
The Nara are very analytical. They're just looking at the reports on the situation, number of shuriken produced, different tags, tag production, number of soldiers currently, or number of ninja rather, currently available. They see that the Land of Lightning is weaker now than it was a month ago, and it will have regained its strength a month from now. They see an opportunity here. They're not 100% on it, like the Akamichi or the Inuzuka, but they see the opportunity.
Do you think if I pointed out the whole domino effect, they'll possibly reconsider?
Possibly. If you had some sort of hard information that would back that up, something that changes the variables, so to speak, that would be very helpful for them.
Okay. And then I guess the Uchiha would be useful as well.
She gives a grin and she says, "That would be my husband, and I'm doing everything I can. I wouldn't bother speaking to him. Nothing that you could say would sway his mind."
Sure. Good. You know what? I will ask her about the Akamichi just because why not? I doubt, it seems they're pretty stuck in their ways. I don't suppose you have any useful information on them.
Their clan head is always, he was one of the runner-ups along with Lady Isato to become the next Hokage. He's always been salty that he was passed over. He is interested in winning his clan glory in battle, becoming the first ranked among the clans, ideally, is his goal. Even if he wouldn't say that. I would say the only way to get him to back off of this would be to somehow make it seem that the Uchiha would somehow not benefit, or would somehow benefit from the war happening. I don't know. I don't have an idea as to why that would be the case, though. I can't think of a good reason.
Okay. All right. So Hyuga Sarutobi looking like they'll be kind of easy to sway, hopefully. Maybe I'll be able to think of something for the Nora tomorrow. All right. This is very useful information. Thank you. Hopefully we'll be able to convince some people to at least hold off the war for now.
She nods and says, your opinion and the opinion of your squad mate Arata, they'll hold fairly high sway. Him because of his position and you because of, well, and she points at your belly, what's inside of you.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can turn this thing around, huh?
She nods, clapping her hands, looking a little bit more hopeful than she was when she first came here. She says, Suiko, I'm not like you. I'm a simple housewife, to be honest, but I feel a little hopeful now, hearing that you and Lady Isato are on the case.
Heck yeah. What I'm here for. Keeping people alive. Not in war.
That's Suiko goals. All right, is there anything else you'd like from her, or should we move on?
I'm pretty sure I'm satisfied with that info. Let me regroup with the boys.
Okay. So you guys regroup at Lady Isato's compound, sharing, I assume, what information you gathered, what people you've talked to.
I assume only Suiko comes away in a positive spirit.
I suppose so. You guys spend the night there. In the morning, what would you guys like to do?
So before like the night ends, I am gonna probably need you guys to come to my place on the day of the thing. And question, how far is my house from the Hokage's residence? Like about.
I'm trying to remember. It is a little far. Yours is on the eastern quarter, I believe, and his is on the it's far, far north. Um, it's reasonably far. I mean, I would say like I don't know, a few miles.
Okay, so it would take like what, like a half hour to get there?
Well, I mean, it depends on how fast you're moving. If you were really,
Nice, that's
going
fair.
fast, you could make it pretty, within I don't know, like 10 minutes or something. But
Okay.
I mean,
I
that'd be kind of obvious though.
Sugo and Izuto, I need you two to be at my place at like 11 on the day of the thing. I'm just gonna need your help with something, so you can just pull up.
Hey, I won't ask any
Great.
questions. I'll be there.
Thank you.
Right, me neither.
All right, great. That's what I need.
Okay. So I take it that I share everything I learned with you guys to hopefully help you to better convince the clan heads.
Yeah, Sartobi and Fo's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
She was not budging whatsoever. No shot.
Since Izuto and Kent, I mean, if the whole like Uchiha thing, but
So don't even
I was gonna ask. I don't know if Izuto or Kenjiro will have any useful information on how to convince the Nara, since I need hard information. But I'm gonna.
Yeah, Kenjiro and Isato don't really have anything helpful there. Lady Isato has interacted with some of the clan heads, but she is not known as a negotiator. Yeah, she shakes her head and says, "Any advice I could give you would probably be counterproductive."
Damn, they don't have like any ideas on what. I don't know. What
I think
information
for
I
the
could use.
Nara, just maybe if it's not direct information, just try to use just try to brain your way through in the sense of like telling them like, hey, this might not work out in our favor. If we're wrong, like the issues this can cause.
Okay. So Kenjiro pipes up, and he says, "Well, in terms of information, Suiko," and he gets a sort of a devious look to his eye. He says, you guys woke up a wind dragon in one of our allies' land, right? What if that thing goes wild as soon as the war starts and takes our ally out of the picture?
True.
Ew. That's the deep thinking I need.
Kenjiro
Yeah.
smiles and he says, "Well, you don't keep me around for my looks."
You're right.
But yeah, I think Suiko, just try to be sure to appeal to hey, the numbers might not be as good as you think they are, or something.
You talk to Suiko, that's not her best quality.
Do you want to take Yuga?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool.
I'm taking the Nara.
Then congratulations. Figure it out.
All right, I'll
Okay,
stick with Toby. Knowing to appeal to their lineage is good. That will be helpful.
I mean, yeah, both of you do the same thing, appeal to their lineage. Okay, and then I will attempt the Nara, I guess. Are we sure we don't want to tackle the Akamichi again? Are they completely out of the picture?
Yeah, no shot. No shot.
Especially since we know about
to say the Uchiha. So I thought about that. The only thing I think you could say is by saying oh, well, if we win the war, the Uchiha are going to get all the credit. Because of the Hokage. That would be the only way. But even then, I don't think that stops him because he just goes, "We'll be the strongest army." Yeah.
Yeah, I think that just empowers him to be no, they won't.
Yeah, we'll
will
prove
be the
our
reason
point.
we win.
Yeah. So
we don't even think pointing out all of his clansmen
Hey,
could
you
die.
can try. Hey, you can try. I don't think so.
Okay.
if you want to go for it, then sure. But...
Yeah.
I'm going for the Nara.
Okay. So yeah, I think we're set.
All right.
Saratobi, Yuga,
Who
Narga.
would like to go next?
I'll go again. We'll just keep the order going. I will go talk to the Saratobi leader, the one that I scheduled this in advance. I was very proper.
True.
I tried to ensure that happened. So.
Okay. Let me find.
Hopefully that helps. It gives me that extra D4 or something. You know what I'm saying? Help a boy out.
We'll roll persuasion checks if we need them. Yeah. That's where I wanted to. Oh, we don't need all this stuff though. Oh God.
Okay.
I'm so
They're
messy.
attacking again.
I leave.
They're
I leave
attacking.
everything.
Ah!
I leave everything on the maps.
The war started again. Or the war started already.
So the Sarutobi, he agrees to meet you at the shrine.
Okay.
So there's Arata. Where did I put him? There he is, or she is rather. Why is Arata small?
Nice.
Nice.
Shit on.
I am actually short,
You
like
tiny
canonically.
little boy.
Canonically, I'm short. So
I don't even know what my new height is.
I was like, I made mine
Sounds good.
5'4". I went up a little bit.
So Sarutobi Isha is the clan head of the Sarutobi clan. She gives you a nice proper bow as you approach her. She's already at the waterfall by the time you arrive.
Mm-hmm.
And she just sort of sits down on like a stone near it and sort of invites you to sit next to her.
Okay. Because I see that she has knuckle blades in this image. Do I do I see those on her person by any chance?
You can actually, yeah, you can. She's not trying to hide them. She has a staff on her back, and she has knuckle blades sort of attached in like sheaths near her hips.
Okay. Cool. Then, yeah, as she invites me, I kind of go over, sit down next to her, and I'm just like, hey, I noticed you use knuckle blades too. That's awesome. Like that's what I like to use.
She grins and says, "Interesting. Yeah, the Yunazuka clan often do, don't they? I was trained in this temple here, actually, in the monks' ways. That's why I happen to use them."
Fair enough. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you were wondering why I brought you here, why I requested your presence. Honestly, I'm getting pretty worried about this whole war thing. And I figured someone from the Sarutobi, being as like long since as y'all have been here, y'all probably have a pretty darn good idea of what's going on and have some good advice. So I'm just curious, what your thoughts are on the whole situation.
She grins and says, "You've spoken to your father already, I suppose."
Yeah, it went about how I thought it was going to, if I'm gonna be honest.
Well, you show uncommon wisdom for your age to seek out the advice of those who have lived a little bit longer than you. Nothing against you or the young ones, of course. It's just there's something that experience gives you that mere knowledge cannot.
Agreed.
In any case, my position is that the war is probably necessary, but very unfortunate. I don't think it'll end well, but I think it'll only end worse if we wait.
Interesting. Why is that?
It's because if we wait, the lightning and the earth and the mist will have time to recover from whatever these sparrow folk are doing within their own borders.
Mm-hmm.
If we attack now, the others hope for a quick end to the war. I don't think it will be that, but I think it will assure our victory.
Well, I suppose if we are worried about, it not being a quick end, I mean, shouldn't we just hold off and then maybe try to not have the war at all?
He nods and says, "That is certainly a possibility. I simply think that it's more likely that the war will occur anyway, and we will be in a worse position. However, things are always uncertain. I could be wrong."
Yeah, I mean, as I don't know how much you've been briefed on our missions, but going to the land of wind and everything was really interesting. Gave me a look, and these sparrow people are no joke, and I fear they might be possibly joining forces with the other side, and I don't want to see the lineage of the Hidden Leaf go down as, even if we win the war, being the ones that started it. I think it could be a really bad look, just for the village as a whole.
She nods and says, "Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. I confess I hadn't really thought of it that way. I will admit these reports of the sparrow do worry me. The other clans, they're so young. they forget that there were things in this world that ruled before them, the dragons among such a group. It does concern me. I don't know if they're crazy, if they believe what they say, if what they say is actually real or not. But it is something that I think the other clan members, all they see is what is in front of them. And what is in front of them is the other lands. There could be more beyond that, though.
It's true. Well, as someone who clearly, like, thrives in the fact that, we came from such power and your clan pretty much rose us up, like, do you feel like these forces from back then are powerful enough to where maybe we should wait it out?
She gets a thoughtful look to her eyes and nods. She says, yes, my clan was actually founded, at least so goes the story, by one of the original sages.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
She nods. He was a very powerful warrior from all accounts. The dragons were a powerful foe. We don't have much information on that time, of course. It could be exaggeration, but I suspect, given what we saw during the terracotta attack and the fact that it took the Hokage himself to bring down the fire dragon, the stories were not exaggerations. Tell me, Arata, you've seen them firsthand. You've met these sparrows. Mm-hmm. What did you think of them?
Well, for one, they are extremely powerful. And that's why I say if they are on the other side, we are going to lose more than I think they predict we will. And they also seem to be pretty set in their ways. In the sense of, I think if we attack now, we might just be kind of going into them. I think they might be a little more prepped than we first think, because they seem to have some kind of plan for everything it is that they're doing.
I see. Well, I suppose this will all be in the report, but I appreciate your giving me a little bit more time to think about it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, hey, I just don't want to see the village fall down from the notches that, it's worked so hard to get to.
She nods and says, nor do I, Arata, nor do I.
Well, I would love to hear more about these sages and stuff at some point, because that sounds really cool, but I do got to get back at some point. Make sure my dad's not causing a ruckus, per usual.
She grins and says, Arata, it would be very tragic if your father passed away, but I would be very happy to see you in his position.
Oh. I agree, and I appreciate it. It means a lot coming from you.
She nods, and just not being rude, she just sort of directs her attention away from you, just clearly just sort of vibing with the beautiful waterfall and the grounds of the temple.
Mm. As I get up, I kind of like see that, and I'm just like, what's like? Is there a significance about this waterfall and stuff?
She says. She grins and gives a light laugh, and she says, "Yes. Would you like to know it?"
Yeah, I'm, of course. And I immediately like kind of sit back down, like very intently, ready to learn.
She laughs and like blushes a little bit, and she takes her staff and sort of puts it in the ground. She says, "This was the result of a conflict between myself and the master monk of this place.
The waterfall
It's somewhat embarrassing, but I was very strong-headed back then."
I chuckle hearing this, and I'm just like, you? Like, what conflict were you causing?
She said, he was demanding certain things, and I was unwilling to listen to him. It's a bit of a long story. In any case, it ended up with us fighting along the temple grounds, and I used a couple of choice earth release jutsu, which resulted eventually, with the work of a number of gardeners, I understand, afterwards, this beautiful waterfall.
And how did that conflict end?
With me knocked out and in a coma for a number of days.
Well, I suppose jumping into battle isn't always the best idea then, huh?
She grins and sort of gives you a look. She says, "Perhaps not, Arata. Perhaps not."
Well, hey, I mean, at least we can see that there is some beauty in resolving conflict.
She sighs and says, "There can be. There can be. Um, I don't think I would feel the same though if it had been a fight to the death."
I would have to agree with that one. Having been in a few of those situations now, I would definitely say that's fair.
All right. With that, Arata will take his leave, I suppose.
Good.
Having done a pretty good job of convincing Saratobi Isha of the merits of holding back from war. Who's up next?
I guess it's me in the turn order.
Yeah.
All right. What are you doing? Where are you
We should
going?
have rolled for
I
initiative.
am. Yeah, roll for initiative. We should have. I'm going. In daytime, I'm going to the Hugas.
The Hugas. All right.
Yeah. Nighttime, I will be hanging out with Naki this night, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, both you and Arata would have scheduled that for this time. Oh God, I still. All right. I'm not.
Oh my
deleting it.
god.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Just ignore it. You find the Hyuga head, who apparently, and I guess you guys probably would have received a lecture or two from him. He spends a fair amount of time at the Konoha Academy, just teaching, doing like guest classes, guest speaking. Let me put you on.
Professional. Oh, it's baby us.
Are you? I suppose you guys probably are there. So you catch him after one of the classes. It's one of the few times that he. Or, wait, is it he or she? It's a she, I think.
My boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Never mind. That was the old Hyuga head. There is a new Hyuga head. She's only been there for about the last year and a half.
Oh. Do we know what happened to the previous ones?
He passed away. He was getting old.
He old.
She was apparently elected, even despite her youth.
My gosh, she has a priest outfit.
She steps out of the classroom, and says, sees you there, and she says, I was told you might be joining us today. Izuto, right?
Correct, Lady Hana.
What can I do for you, Izuto? I'm glad, of course, to hear of your successful return from your mission.
Of course, thank you. By the way, since she is leaving, is she like in between classes, or just came out of one, or like is there still a class going and she stopped it, or what's the situation?
I mean, you can make a intelligence check, I guess.
Yes. Just wanted to roll. Thank you.
Okay. You get the sense that she just finished one of her lectures, and the current instructor, or the instructor inside, is taken over. So their class isn't over, but her part in it is.
I see. Yeah, Lady Hana, I wanted to first of all, how is handling one of the noble clans going? I know you haven't spent much time.
She gets a little bit. All right, so she like puffs up her cheeks a little bit, and she says, "I'm perfectly capable of executing my responsibilities despite my age."
Oh no, I fully believe that. I was taking care of myself at a young age. I don't think age, while time sometimes provide wisdom, I don't think age 100% of the time does.
You can make a persuasion check.
Yay! I get rolls. They're gonna be bad, but I get them.
That's not a good thing that you're getting rolls.
No, that's not.
She says, taking care of yourself from a young age is hardly the same as ruling an entire clan, Izuto.
This is going well.
I can't say I have much experience in that. My clan isn't what it used to be.
Your clan, from what I understand, is from the Land of Wind. Nothing
Correct.
against that, but perhaps if you prove your worth, you can eventually become something of note inside of our collective village hidden in the leaves.
Eventually. I don't think I'd ever stack up to, one of the four I guess yeah, I think it'd still be noble. One of the four noble clans of the village. You guys are descendants from the gods themselves, as they say.
Uh, you can make another persuasion check.
Okay,
I'll say with advantage this time.
okay. I was like, how is that one bad? I got Jesus.
If you roll,
Yikes.
I don't think I've ever gotten a 0.
Is that the first 0 we've seen? Dang.
We'll take that 16, please.
Holy hell! Actual 0.
Hudson, okay, I'm sorry, but what would you have done if you had to work with that 0? How badly would that
Bro,
situation
she would have like pent up all my chakra. She would have.
It would have been bad.
She would have 132 trigram fucking 64 palm my ass.
That might have been what happened, depending on what you said afterwards.
Oh man.
In any case, she seems to brighten a little bit, hearing you speak so well of the great clans, and she says, or the four original noble clans. She says, "Well, I appreciate that. Izuto. It's not just me and my fellows. It's also about legacy. My people have had a good experience here in the Leaves, and we want to keep it that way. And we're always happy to help to let new blood come in, such as yourselves, if you prove your worth, if you prove your loyalty and strength, which I think you definitely have, from what I understand."
Of course, my main priority is our village and our land.
She nods and says, "As is ours, of course. The Hyuga are not strong without the Leaf, and the Leaf are not strong without the Hyuga."
Yes, as Izuto would be the same. But to get to the discussion at hand, I was told about your inclination of the war and the upcoming events and such.
Yes. My clan's position is that it may be a wise time to strike, given the events in the Land of Lightning.
While I don't disagree that this would be the opportune time to strike, I think striking without 100% concrete evidence might taint certain legacies, the legacy of our land. And I believe that if we don't have all the facts correct, which again I will go to in further detail in my report in the next day. I believe there's the third party that is pulling the strings, like a puppet master of the other lands, not ours. And I believe they're trying to incite a war to take us all over from an invasion from another land. Again, more detail in that later, but more or less, just trying to give you some knowledge. I'm trying to get a input on what you believe, being the head of a noble clan and all.
I've heard of your reports on the Sparrows. They do seem like a threat to me. I don't know to what extent. I'm not sure if I believe that there's truly another land out there with forces to threaten our own. But maybe there is. It's a large world. Anything could happen. If what you say is true, Izuto, if they're truly manipulating this war, it seems to me that if we do not strike now, then the other lands will be manipulated to strike anyway. Is that not the case?
I don't think you're wrong. They might be manipulated to attack, but I feel that if we were to attack and then they had, no part in it, or, I mean, if they had any part in it, they'd be in the wrong. But if they had no part in it, it would damage our legacy as, the Great Land of Fire and our village.
I agree, but destruction would be a worse legacy.
I don't believe that we would be destroyed. I believe we are strong enough to defend ourselves, and if they were to attack, I have no doubt that between certain aspects of our village and our land, and even with our allies, we would be able to,
She
take
raises a hand, and she says, "Let me ask you, Izuto.
You may.
What is sorry, let me formulate the question.
No, you're good.
She asks, supposing that you're correct and that destruction is not on the table, it is only the legacy of what happens to us afterwards. Would losing additional lives be worth keeping the Land of Fire's reputation and honor? You can make an insight check if you want to see what answer she wants.
Sure.
Yeeks.
That's a fucking tough one.
Yeekers.
Okay, well
Hey, glad we got this one with
easy.
Izuto, huh?
All right. So you get the sense that the answer she wants, just based off of what she said so far in the conversation and your sort of general appraisal of her as a leader, is that she thinks, yeah, it would be worth losing additional lives to keep your legacy because the legacy is what matters in the end. The new people, as long as destruction isn't on the table, new families, new generations will happen, but the legacy will not be tarnished. People can be replaced, legacies can't, is the idea.
Okay.
True.
That is a very interesting question, Lady Hana. I believe that from my own situation, being from a once great clan, we are small. We have lost a lot of people, my parents included in that, but we are still one of the most renowned clans in all of the Land of Wind, and that is due to legacy. Legacy is a very nice and upkept garden, and the seeds that we plant today will continue to grow, and our future generations will harvest their bounty.
Seeds.
It's not necessarily an individual's life is not more important than the legacy they leave behind. And I believe that if destruction was not on the table, I believe that losing some people in order to maintain the legacy, reputation, and the things that the Land of Fire means would, as unfortunate as it is, be worth it.
I like to promise if this was Arana, he wouldn't believe that.
Hannah nods as you speak in approval. She says, interesting. Well, we're on the same page, Izuto. I suppose, well, if the war wasn't to happen,
he pulled it out.
if you could get there fast enough, I've gotten some reports out of the Land of Mist. Nothing official, you understand, just a few old contacts that the Hyuga keep. If you were able to get there and resolve whatever was happening there, it might delay the war quite a bit, maybe even stop it. If it's delayed long enough, I imagine some of the nations will get tired, or the warmongers will be shouted down. You think you and your team would be up to something like that? You could convince Lady Izuto to send you?
I think with enough, knowledge of the situation, I believe we can do that.
I've gotten reports of sparrows there, which of course I'll share with the council in due time. I'm merely confirming them at the moment.
Oh, of course. I am also, we are both giving reports to each other before said time.
She nods with a bit of a mischievous twinkle in her eye, and she says, but if the reports were to indicate a sparrow presence, you would encourage Lady Izuto to send you?
Of course. Only 2 groups are known to have sparrow contact, and we are 50% of that. So I believe we would be sent.
She nods, and she says, with, of course, your squad mate Suiko.
Of course. Yes.
Good. Yes, so I take it from your words that you are opposing this preemptive strike.
I am.
Well, Izuto, you may have assuaged my doubts a little bit. We'll see what your full report entails, I suppose.
Of course. Well, it was a very nice chat, Lady Hana.
She gives you a slight bow and she says, likewise, Izuto. Best of luck.
Best of luck. As well to you, Lady Hana.
All right. Despite a rocky beginning, Izuto did manage to turn that around pretty hard and convince Hana that maybe war is not the best idea right
Clutch or kick, and we're not kicking. I'll tell you what.
now.
Damn, 0.
All right. Yeah, that was
Also hype. Also hype.
Yeah, hype
I would
is 0.
have loved to see how Hudson would work with that 0.
Bro, let me look. Hold on. I honestly think what is it called?
What's called?
No, I was gonna look up the the thing for it. It is 8 trigrams.
Oh yeah. The A right.
8 trigrams, 128 palms, bro.
Oh, that is the highest one.
Right to the dome.
Your character just dies.
She would just paralyze him.
Oh.
Yeah. Although if I run out of chakra, which I'm looking at the numbers and I would have. I eventually start taking force damage while I'm down. So at some point, you are just beating a dead horse.
You'll be fine.
Nice.
Just
All
talk
right.
about it.
Anyway,
With that resolved, Suiko, I suppose, is up next. Where are you going, Suiko?
Ooh, take me to the Nara. Can I talk to my little Nara friend before I meet up with the clan head? My little Nara friend.
Sure.
Is he there?
Yeah, he would be in the village right now. Basically, every ninja is.
Cool.
So,
I have another question though.
No.
How much are we telling the village about the wind dragon? Like in our
Well, we
report?
haven't told the village
that's a
anything
good point.
about it.
Lady Isato, well, ever since Kenjiro's suggestion that might be how you convince the Nara clan, I mean, it's up to you guys, but it might be a good idea. You would get a bit of flack since you guys kind of just left it without like dealing with it really. But it wouldn't be the end of the world. You accomplish your mission's objective, so it's up to you guys. Yeah, I'll say if you guys want to discuss that real quick. I need to go to the bathroom, so you can discuss it real quick.
Okay.
look at little Nara.
If we okay. Sorry, what'd you say? What was your suggestion?
No, I was just messing around. I think it's fine to tell him.
So, how are we gonna react to them being like, "Did you really just leave a superpowered creature all by itself?"
We did not see the. We didn't see like the numbers, I guess, in like taking control of it, or like I believe if we brought it over and didn't do anything with it, the damage could have been done to our land, I guess.
We could use the fact that it obviously doesn't like humans. So like my water dragon is like a baby, so it's friendly towards humans because like all it knows is me. But like the wind dragon, previously tortured, hates humans. So we could be like, even if we brought it with us, it hates humans. It would not work with us willingly.
Yeah.
But we also didn't want the sparrow people to get a hold of it for obvious reasons.
Yeah, just give them like the fact that there was only like a certain amount of choices we could have done.
Okay, and then when I'm confronting the Nara, because I'm trying to like, how can I threaten them with the wind dragon, especially since like the next day we're going to be talking about it. So the only thing I can think of is like, if we have a war, it's gonna piss off the dragon.
Well, yeah, like you said too, it could destroy our own forces. Since it's like right under our allies' noses, and the dragon has no reason to help anybody. So if the dragon just decides, hey, there's war going on, I'm taking lives, it's gonna be taking our lives first.
Got it. Right.
Logistically speaking.
So, Suiko? Oh, Isato.
I'm not there.
Suiko, you meet up with Nara Sakagiri first.
Baby Nara.
He's basically leading you, escorting you to his father, who's deeper in the Sakagiri, or the Nara woods, rather, where they collect medicines.
He is the clan head?
Well, no.
Heir, whatever.
So Sakagiri is the clan heir, and yeah, his father Narada is the clan head.
Dude, mood.
Cool. Great.
Dude, that's like you.
Dude, I do that.
With like out a dog and shadows.
That's crazy.
Insane that they live in the forest and you don't, you animal.
Yeah, and we're the one with animals.
Yeah.
They got their deer or
The
something.
dog hunt in the
Um,
forest. They don't like spending time.
They got
don't
their
like-
sentient deer.
You can
Um,
just deer out of this.
Hidon's still buried somewhere. I'll find him.
True.
In any case, Sakagiri, as you guys are walking along, he listens to whatever stories he's interested in your adventures over the past like year and a half, although really mostly in the past couple months. Is there anything in particular you'd like to tell him, or just chilling?
yeah. So, Sakagura, it's been great catching up with you, bestie, but how are you feeling about this war?
He looks a little concerned. He says, "I mean, I'm not looking forward to it. Gonna be honest, I don't much cherish the thought of taking lives, even if we're at war.
You
I
got
mean-
any insight on how your dad is feeling about this whole thing? What's his mindset?
I mean, he looks at everything. He has access to intel that I don't have, and he thinks that it's probably a good idea. But yeah, I can't say I'm in favor of it though.
Yeah. And I know your dad's a logical man, but you think he can still be swayed to go against the war?
Yeah, if you give him the right data, sure.
It always goes back to damn
I mean,
Taurus.
It's all he cares about.
Damn Naruto.
I mean, I don't blame him if I was in the same position. You got to listen to what information you got.
All right, well, I'm going to have to try and convince that big man to not go to war, so this is going to be real fun.
Sakagiri grins and he says, "Really? They sent you to do that?"
Listen,
She sent herself nicely somewhere.
He holds up his hand in surrender and he says, "Just kidding, just kidding."
it was either this or the Hugo, all right? I picked the lesser evil.
He nods and says, "Yeah, I would say we're the lesser evil of those two options."
You ever tell your dad about how I beat you in chess that one time?
Sakagiri says, "I don't know what you're talking about, and I did not tell him anything, and you won't either." I seem to recall paying some money to make sure that didn't happen. So
Fair. Okay, yeah. I can't think of anything else to talk to him about. We just chill and I tell him about my adventures.
okay. Eventually, you guys arrive at where Narada is hanging out, collecting some herbs. He gives Sakagiri a nod, and Sakagiri heads off. He says, "Suiko, what brings you here?"
Hello.
Hi.
No,
Hi.
sir. I came to talk. I'm going to get straight to the point. I came to talk about the war.
All right. What do you got to say?
All right. I was hoping that I could convince you to hold off on supporting the war, and I wanted to get some insight in your opinion on it all.
He nods and sort of lets out a long sigh, and he sits down and gestures for you to sit too. He says, "All right, I'm happy to hear your opinions and any information you might have."
Cool. I wanted to start with the sparrows. I wanted to see what your opinion was on them and how big of a threat you see them as.
My opinion is that they've got to be lying. If there was a land of dragons out there, we would know about it. I can't imagine that no one has ever heard of this place or had any contact with it. That said, I understand that they're a dangerous group of individuals, at least, which is why I'm glad we have the task force, you and Lady Isato, to deal with them.
Yeah, so I was talking more about the fact that they're terrorists and less of the whole, like, mystical other land aspect of it all. Since they're a third party that has seemingly been messing with every country, I was thinking, like, if this whole war thing goes through, is that not leaving us vulnerable to the third party that no one knows how to deal with?
Like I said, they're a dangerous group of individuals, but they're not a threat to a country by themselves. If they had another land, that would be one story, but I don't think that they do.
Even the fact that they've been collecting the dragons?
Well, from what I understand, you have the water dragon within you. The fire dragon, the Hokage we've seen, is able to deal with it without too much fuss. If they have a lot of dragons, I suppose it could be an issue, but it seems that they're not exactly a common creature in the modern day and age.
All right. And I guess I also wanted to ask about. Believe your stance was attack them before they attack us first, correct?
I'm currently leaning that way, yes.
So, how are we feeling about this whole domino effect thing? Like, I mean, do you think it's a possibility that it's more of a situation of we're preparing for war, they see us preparing for war, so they act accordingly, but neither of us really want to attack each other? We're just kind of scaring each other shitless?
Yeah, I think that's happening.
And if that's happening, don't you think it's kind of not really beneficial to attack first? I mean, send this whole thing off, that's kind of detrimental to both sides.
Yeah, it'll be horrible. The issue is that the other options that we have are to delay or start de-escalating.
He said, yeah.
If we delay, then they can potentially get stronger, recover from what happened to them up north, according to your Lady Isato's report. And if we begin de-escalating, stepping off of a war footing, and if they're scared shitless, as you put it, then they'll take that opportunity to attack themselves.
Sorry, he said they would take that. Oh, attack us. I see what you're saying.
That's the danger.
If we delay, but we do not de-escalate the war effort until we can find out what's going on with the sparrows, do you think that's a possibility? Especially since, from what I've seen personally, these sparrows are the ones behind that whole terracotta soldier thing.
Lady Isato has said this before without any particular evidence. I'm a little worried, Suiko. I feel like since you and your group has been hunting these folk for so long, you kind of see them around every corner. They might have been behind that terracotta thing. They might not have. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion. The countries are ready for war, and it's pretty likely, I think, that it's going to happen. Maybe not a certainty, but I can't put people's lives on what I think is a pretty small percentage there.
And what about the percentage that we're completely wrong, and then we start this war and we lose a lot of lives anyways?
Then that would be unfortunate, but like I said, I think that that's going to happen either way. It's just a matter of how many lives are lost.
She has to remember to use the dragon.
They're not more benefit to holding off this war? I mean, sending our soldiers out there to just die like that, is that truly more beneficial?
Well, what's the alternative?
Delaying the war until we can, I would hopefully say, figure out this whole sparrow situation, especially since they seem to want us to go to war. I mean, if we're too busy going to war and then we're taking down each other's forces, does that not leave us a lot more vulnerable to them? I mean, you consider them weak now, but if we weaken each other, would that not leave us more vulnerable to them?
You can make a persuasion check.
God damn it.
I felt like somewhat backwards logic, because I think she's saying both sides weaken each other.
I gotta find this.
But like, if the logic is both sides weaken each other like evenly, then we would still be at the advantage because they're starting from here, we're starting from here, we lower it like that. I think that's the point she's trying to make. I'm not really sure.
That's D4.
I think this is why she's having to roll persuasion, unlike my conversation with Saratobi. I just appealed to her kind.
Actually, so I'll let you roll an insight check and then a persuasion check.
Sorry,
insight and then persuasion.
oh shit.
Okay. So never mind about the persuasion check, because you're probably going to want to add a little bit to what you just said based off the insight check.
Go away.
Basically, your argument is fairly persuasive to him, you get the sense. In particular, he likes the idea of delaying to gather more information. He likes that quite a bit. If the sparrows are an unknown third party or largely unknown, and he is a little skeptical, even if he doesn't think they have like a whole land of dragons or whatever. He is skeptical about their plans and just the fact that you know so little about them. So if you played up that, then he would be much more likely to listen.
Hey, that's all I need, Hudson.
She's still got a clutch.
What's with these nat 20 insight? That's two in a row.
I was gonna say for the inside checks, those have been big.
Listen, Mr. Noah. All I want to say is that I think it is in everyone's best interest if we gather more information on the sparrows. We do not know anything about them. We don't know what they want the dragons. We don't know who's really the leader of their organization. They're a threat, and that's all I'm saying. And I would like to delay the war so that we can truly get down and understand what this threat is and what they're capable of.
Narada, he does start nodding in agreement as you're speaking, and he says, "Yeah, I tend to agree. I always wish we had more intel. I think maybe delaying might be the right move in this case.
If we have all three of them,
if someone, I guess who has met them, I suppose you have a certain insight that I don't. You really think that they're that big of a threat, huh?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Well, that's another data point, and I'd be a fool if I didn't take it into consideration.
Let's go.
Go where? He says, is there anything else, any other points, Suiko? I'll admit you've kind of swayed me. I'm leaning against at the moment. I'll wait to hear everyone's full report, but you've shaken my conviction a little.
Cool. I mean, I'm pretty sure I put across all my points. I'm just glad you came to listen to me, sir.
He nods and says, well, you're a persuasive young lady. I'm glad that Lady Bakura has decided to elevate you the way she has. It's a smart move on her part. A good investment.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure that's all I wanted to say to him.
Okay. That evening, double date?
Oh my god, you guys are actually...
I'm not opposed.
Yeah, I'm not opposed either.
I suppose that we would get our letters at the same time and be like, hey, we should go out together.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Can Sakigiri and I tag along just for shits and giggles?
Sure. Why not?
He likes to gossip, doesn't he?
What's that?
Doesn't he like gossip or something?
He does. He does like gossip.
Oh my god.
You're gonna be the awkward, two people that aren't a couple. It's gonna be great.
So Suiko and Sakigiri managed to tag along, since Suiko would have been aware of this as well.
It's valid.
Where is everybody? Oh god. All right, there's Sakigiri.
We're just here for the tea.
All right.
And Yamanaka is the last one.
We don't want to be next to them.
I come back. What do you mean?
You can have the extrovert between us.
So it's a little bit more of a group event.
Group outing?
Yeah.
Perhaps anyone
Dates?
Yeah, this changed. This changed.
Yeah.
But in any case, you guys have a fairly good time. Naki, of course, is happy to see that you're back. She does seem to notice that there's like something a little different about you. Like she sniffs at you kind of like Kenjiro does. And
I'm gonna ask Rada about that later.
But she's obviously very happy to see you. Similarly, Arata, Nariba is happy to see you. Although once you sit down, she sort of like leans in and she says, "Why didn't you tell me that you were going around talking to clan heads? I could have told you about my mom."
Listen, to be honest with you, from what I had heard, your clan was kind of already on our side, so we didn't want to bother too much and mistake and accidentally flip them the wrong way.
But you're like a big deal now. You could have met my mom. It would have been great.
Yeah,
Well,
meet your mom next time,
to
man.
be clear, I'm still down to
Yeah.
stay out of this, Easy Toe.
Sorry.
That's why you smell bad. I turned back around to Nariba. Listen. I'm like, hey, listen, I would love to meet your mom. I also would like to meet your mom under circumstances that aren't like wartime. I would like to meet her in a more nice, peaceful environment.
Nariba nods slowly and she says, yeah, I guess that's a good point.
I don't want our first intro to be me convincing her not to go to war, you know?
Well, I mean, she's opposed to the war.
That's true.
But anyway, it's fine. It's fine. I heard that you were running around talking to people and, got a little jealous, but that's okay. That's okay. I understand you're busy.
Hey, listen. Tomorrow, I might have some time in the morning I can pop over.
She nods and says, that'd be great. That would be great. Tomorrow morning?
Yeah, tomorrow morning. I will be there at, I don't know, whatever time, 8 a.m. I'll be there. We can get some breakfast together.
Her eyes twinkle for a moment, a bit mischievously, and she says, all right, tomorrow at 8 then. I'll see you then.
All right. I feel as if I made a mistake, but we're already in it, so here we are.
In any case, Nariba begins sort of prying out every detail of everything that you've done over the last, 2 months.
That's fair. That's valid.
Naki just silently sort of enjoys the meal, just sort of snuggles against you, Izuto, a little bit, just enjoying your presence. Sakagiri...
I would like to ask where Naki lives. Like, she's not in the orphanage, or like she also doesn't have a clan?
Correct. She is an orphan. She does not live at the orphanage. She was picked by a family in the village who was taking care of her.
I see.
She has foster parents.
Yeah, after the meal is done, we two separately leave early.
Okay.
Just to, once this is all said and done.
All right. So Sakagiri, he listens to a fair amount of what's going on between Nariba and Arata, but he also spends a fair amount of time talking with you, Suiko, kind of interested to hear about your talk with his dad went, and just your general, your efforts at politicking, which is basically just an intense form of gossip as far as he's concerned. So the night continues that way. Naki and Izuto leave early. Is there anything in particular you like to do, or?
Nah, just go to like a park somewhere and talk there.
Okay.
I just don't like crowds.
Sure, that's fair. Eventually, Nariba leaves a little bit early too, recognizing that you and she are going to hang out in the morning as well.
True.
Sakagiri, he spends he spends as much time as you'd like to stick around Suiko. He's pretty interested in all this stuff.
Great. We're just gossiping about the two couples then.
Okay. Sounds about right. The next morning.
Okay, wait. Time out. We all are at the place together. Are we all at the place together tonight or no?
Yeah, you guys typically stay at Lady Isoto's compound, unless otherwise specified.
Okay, then if we all end up there, I would like to have kind of group meeting real quick before we go to bed about how it all went. And so are we all under the assumption that we have kind of swayed our people?
More or less.
Okay, because I'll just let you in on it. So, worst case scenario, if we really didn't think we could get the votes, over the past bit, I've done some training on my own, and I've learned that I have a weird capability of copying people's voices, and just kind of their being. And we do have access to a few molding mushrooms. So, worst case, I could have gone in place of my dad. But if we're all pretty confident, I think I would rather save a move like that till later, because that would come with some repercussions. So,
yeah, that would.
But we're good.
From what I heard, your relationship with your father is beginning to change.
No, I know. It was a just in case if there was no other option, but we're good. I just so y'all don't have to meet at 11 tomorrow. We're good. That was what I needed, so we're fine.
Good.
All right.
Me.
Okay.
That's all I needed.
All right. So you wake up in the morning. Arata, do you head outside?
Yes, yeah. I go out heading to Nariba's place.
Okay. The moment that you leave the compound, waiting for you outside, is a path of flowers of rose petals on the ground.
Okay.
That are leading to a nearby tree.
I suppose I would follow these petals.
Okay. Waiting for you, in the limbs of the tree.
Bro, I'm about to get mind controlled or some shit.
Dude, okay.
Yes.
Before this goes on, I was gonna say I wake up earlier than him and go to the orphanage, and I wish I did say that, so I would have changed the trajectory of the flowers, but I didn't. So continue. But I really wish I did. That should have been so funny.
That would have been funny. So Arata, because I mean Arata would have gotten up pretty early to get to.
Yeah, I probably would have gotten up like 6:30, getting prepped.
Yeah. Nariba is sort of lounging in the branches with a bunch of like flowers in her hair, all like made up and stuff. She looks down at you imperiously, and she says, if it isn't Sir Arata.
I definitely reciprocate, and I'm like, well, hello, Lady Nariba. You are looking quite beautiful today.
She sniffs and sort of sticks her chin up at you, and she says, well, what's your offering? I'm the Lady of the Woods. I will only grant my favor to those who have an appropriate offering.
I look around in just a fury of like, what do I do? What do I do? And do I see any flowers around me? Like that aren't the ones that she put down?
Make a perception check. With disadvantage, I feel like you're flustered.
I would be flustered. This is fair.
Give me a 0, even though you have a plus.
I was gonna say I got +8.
Give me a -8.
Not great.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
That's pretty rough.
Oh, disadvantage. I forgot I'm disadvantage.
Disadvantage. I mean, I don't think you're gonna lower than that.
No.
Yeah. You look around in a bit of a fluster. You do not see any flowers that, or actually, you think that you do.
Okay.
Yeah, you think that you do.
All right. Well, I suppose in heat of the moment, I'm going to just instinct go grab what I think I see as flowers, picking them up to show her and offer her.
Okay. She looks a little unimpressed and she says, "Not exactly good form offering the forest's own bounty as an offering, but I appreciate the sentiment." And she, dropping the act a little bit, goes off from the tree and sort of gives you a big hug and a kiss. She says,
"Oh, stop.
Listen, Arata, just maybe I should meet your parents at some point."
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Are we
What's that
going
like?
to talk to your parents or what? Yikes.
All right. So here's the thing: my mom is gonna accept you because and but your parents are kind of a little more strict, particularly your father.
Gotcha. So you're a little worried about my parents as a situation here.
I hear your mom's chill, but your dad seems a little,
Oh, trust me, I know. Yeah, he is. You're not wrong about that. Okay, I would love for you to meet them. I don't think today's the day because they are going to go vote on the war thing.
I get it. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying, once all this craziness is done, like maybe after your next mission.
I am more than down for you to meet my parents. I will try to set up the easiest situation possible for you. Our trophy room is bending.
Sorry. For that.
And I don't even know how you did that.
Just don't even worry about it.
You selected all of them and tilted a mean monster. I know you did.
In any case, she says, well, Arata, you're going to all these new lands with I'm sure all these, foreign exotic women. Just, keep your hands to yourselves.
I haven't even noticed any. Okay, that has been with my life and death situations. That has been the least of my concerns.
Yeah, he's more into guys that are from foreign lands anyway.
She grins and says, "Well, good. Keep it that way."
I plan on it.
It gives you a nice little hug, a side hug, and she says, "I want you all to myself, Arata."
I plan on keeping it that way.
All right. So that was her romantic gesture for the morning.
Are you gonna like
you
taunt
guys go and
Arata
have-
with women later? Is this what's happening?
Yeah.
No, I hope he runs the bit of more guys like you.
That
who knows what the future holds, Arata?
true.
Nothing is certain. In any case, you guys go and have a pleasant breakfast meal together. Is there anything you guys do have the morning? Izuto
Question,
going
do I
the
get to
orphanage.
meet? Do I get to meet her parents? Like, does that happen?
No.
Meeting.
Oh,
No.
okay.
As you said yesterday, she doesn't want you to meet her parents, like in the context of like right before.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Izuto, you were going to the orphanage, and we will stop the goofy music.
Just a bunch of people.
What's up,
His
orphans? Ha
Died. It's like, I know one of you fuckers is gonna be Batman. Let's find out who today.
Let's see who.
Let's see.
Oh man.
Where is the orphanage? All right.
Dude, what a great session.
Any
drank too much
bets
water
as
and I
to
kept
how many
pissing.
like random people are in there that weren't there?
Oh, baby Suiko.
Dang, I was gonna
Maybe
say three.
Suiko.
I was gonna say three. Suiko wasn't there. It was gonna be the giant lion summon from when Lily was there, and then the other one.
King, yeah. Oh, where are the orphans? Okay, that's okay. I can add them. Is it kind of messed up to just have like a PNG file called orphan? I feel like that's
No.
red flaggy. In any case, the Daisho is there, along with the orphans. They happily sort of pop up. You haven't been there quite as often in the last year just because of your training, so they're always very happy to see you whenever you happen to pop by. See what his name was. Daisho
Holy, that's
Ginda, I
hilarious.
think.
Oh man.
Daisho Ginda welcomes you as well. He says, Izuto,
So funny.
you've been gone for quite a bit. I heard you were on some big mission. I see that you're safe and sound, though.
Yes, sir.
Just
Repaying the debt I owe you guys.
and as I brought like a bunch of food and trinkets and toys and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, Daisho Ginda, he begins distributing it amongst the orphans. He says, "Oh, you didn't have to, Izuto. We're fine. We're fine." But he's clearly happy, at least more so about your presence than it is presence rather than your presence.
I get
Yes.
it. I get it.
Ew.
Oh god, you're typing.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh no, I was about to type in presence versus presence because I feel like I did not.
No,
I
you're
wasn't-
good. You're good. Happy about my presence, not my presence.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, basically, just drop off the presents and toys, and the other thing I want to do in the morning is go and pay respects to the the Tiger family, as I haven't been able to in a couple months. So that's basically it.
How exactly would you like to do that?
Go to the person that has the summoning things, because I'm sure
You don't know where he lives.
Kit
we
rolled.
met up, huh? Yeah, no.
Kit rolled and smoked.
Never mind. I just spend the morning in the orphanage. I guess that will be a later expedition.
All right.
And I do while we're here summon Wagaba since he likes children.
So as you try to summon Wagaba, you perform the summoning seal on the ground, and the air poofs out. Wagaba is not summoned, however.
Interesting.
That's weird. I go ahead and try to summon Sekhmet.
The air poofs into a cloud and nothing appears.
No. The charisma.
I was about to say, did the curse mark mess that up?
The kids
Right.
are confused at this point. They're like complaining a little bit. They're like, "Where's Sekhmet? Where's Wagaba?"
Interesting.
Kids, can I immediately like where would I know to be where summoning people are?
Oh shit.
I
Would
mean,
I have a clue?
It's an individual skill. The guy that you learned from, he was a friend of Kenjiro's, and you're pretty sure he was a member of the Anbu.
Damn. Did he
Okay,
lose his stuff?
Okay, that is not. I don't like that.
Wow.
I really don't like that.
A
Do I
price
know
to
anybody
pay, huh?
that just does like general summons, like not necessarily like exactly from the Tiger Tribe, but just seeing if this is happening with everyone?
I mean, summoning is really an individual sort of thing. You kind of have to know people. I mean, Kenjiro has a summon.
Yeah, do I know where Kenjiro would be right now?
Yeah, he would probably be getting ready. He's still at Lady Isato's compound, getting ready to head over with you guys for the
Okay.
big meeting.
With my
Wow.
new, with the whole lightning and the new wind thing, I am just rushing over there. I am bomb rushing over there.
Okay.
Saying a quick goodbye to everybody and hope that they enjoy it. Just have to take care of something.
All right.
Interesting.
Oh no, that's not the music.
picked up. I was like, oh god, who am I fighting?
Let's see.
Dude, what?
Is that any better? Well, I mean, this is just you running over there. Is the idea.
Yeah.
At this point, I think they would just be getting ready to head out. So Arata would already be gone. Suiko probably would be too, because there's something with anyway. And I'll say I'll say just Kenjiro is there. We don't have to do the music. Anyway, he sees you like rushing into the room, and he puts his hands up, like looking behind you, and he says, "All right, which one of them is it?"
Kenjiro, yeah, love the jokes. Can you tell me what's wrong with this? And then I try to summon Wagaba.
He says, "I assume you're trying to summon one of your tigers there, yeah?"
Yes.
You did all the hand signs correctly from what I can see. Did you put enough chakra into it? That seems like a rookie mistake, kinda.
I have more than enough chakra.
Rookie mistake.
Kenjiro tilts his head. He says, "All right, try again." And he's like really paying attention to you now.
I go ahead and try again.
A similar cloud of air. His eyes go wide. He says, "That's not good. That's not good at all."
What does that mean? Do your summons work?
He does his hand signs, and appearing next to him is his monkey summon, Iki, which we've not used. It's a shame. But yeah,
the very
Iki
first episode we met him once.
yeah. Well, yeah. Ken just hasn't had a reason to summon him. Iki sort of bounces around a little bit, and Kenjiro says, "All right, off with you, you scamp," and he disappears. Kenjiro says, "Yeah, no, not a general problem. It looks like an Izuto problem, and that's a really big problem."
He said, "Looks like an Izuto issue."
It means that there's something wrong with your blood.
But Wagaba.
Oh, because it's a blood.
Yeah, well,
summon.
you formed a blood contract with them. It's reliant on your blood. If the only way it can be broken is if you break the terms of the contract, or if your blood changes.
Izuto kind of sighing, understanding what has happened, just kind of sits down, crouches, holds his legs with his arms, just like puts his head down, just starts softly crying.
Kenjiro kneels down and sort of puts a hand on your shoulder, just commiserating with you for a little bit. He says, "Hey, listen, kid. It's not the end of the world. We can maybe try get another blood contract going. The issue is once you make one of those things, it's usually you can't make another. I mean, you're promising, your allegiance and loyalty to a particular group, and well, it's not the end, though. I mean, you can still talk to them. I can get my buddy to come and summon them. Maybe they'll be willing to make an exception, since this is a very, unusual case."
I just through tears, just I'd like that.
Dang.
You guys sit there for a little bit, and he says, "Listen, I hate to spring it on you, Izuto, but we got to head over to that meeting now. We don't want to be late."
Yeah, I understand. I
Izuto,
get up, wipe some tears.
Kenjiro nods and sort of puts on a strong face, and you two walk together over to the meeting. Suiko, before you get, what is this? It's not a jump scare. It's just your name.
She said,
Jump scare me.
Let's see, where is the Hokkaido?
Dang, bro. That's actually so sad.
So, Suiko, you arrive probably a little earlier than everyone else, and you are pulled aside by Pakira as the other clan heads are gathering.
Where
is Suiko?
Oh, the meeting.
She says,
the Hokage estate.
Suiko, I understand that you and your friends have been doing a bit of politicking. That's good. I assume you know what you're doing. Lady Isato, I assume, knows what she's doing. I'm more interested in the dragon, though. How's it going? I'd like a little information.
Yeah. We're besties. He's my best friend.
All right. Well, that's excellent.
She keeps telling people this, but it's not her bestie right now.
Do you think that it might be viable to, if we found other dragons, to seal them as well?
I don't particularly think so. Mine's a special case since he was a baby. I mean, I'm kind of like, I assume one of the first humans he's known. But then I've met other dragons who are a lot older, and they've been...
Why would you say that?
...hurt by humans, and they want nothing to do with humans.
Oh, why would you say that?
I mean, particularly, not really, but...
Oh, no.
Depends on the individual dragon, I suppose.
From what I understand, the intel that you and your group collected,
it
contains some sealing formula for dragons. With a bit of additional study, we could potentially strengthen our next attempt. It might work on dragons that aren't babies, as you call them.
I would still argue that my water dragon is willingly working with me because of its own unique personality. I mean, say you were able to seal away an older, angrier dragon. I mean, there still runs the risk of, if that dragon hates humans, it's not really going to want to cooperate with one.
I might end this meeting.
All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind. In any case, it's something worth researching, I suppose. We don't have to make any immediate plans. I just wanted to get your opinion on things. In any case, Suiko, is there anything else you'd like to tell me before you have to do the report for the entire council?
Hudson, can I get an insight check to see what she wants from me?
Sure, go for it.
Don't quite know. What do I get for that? +6, right? I always forget.
Okay, 16. Yeah, so she appears to be interested in anything that you've seen on your trip related to dragons.
I was worried she would know about that. Well, she's going to learn about it eventually in a few seconds. Yeah, so we came across the wind dragon. That's a whole situation. Back to when we were talking about dragons that hate humans and have been like horribly scarred by them. That's one.
Dragons. Just kidding. It's fine.
He's chill though. He likes me.
This dragon, you left him in the Land of Wind?
Yeah, he's chilling in his temple. Listen, he hates humans. He wouldn't cooperate with us. I mean, if we tried to take him, I mean.
Well, all right. She just sort of nods to herself. She says, well, thank you, Suiko. I appreciate your forthrightness.
Hey.
As I'm sure you've realized, my clan, our clan, is aligned with you in these matters. You should be free to do what you wish with the water dragon, and we, of course, oppose the war, as your group does.
Right. Are we on the same page with the wind dragon, too? We're not going to try and seal him away, are we?
Well, no, not unless we're certain there's no other way. If this dragon is as hostile to humans as you claim, it might be necessary. Either that or kill him, which I think would be a terrible tragedy.
Yeah, no, he just wants to chill out in his temple area. As long as we don't bother him, he won't bother us.
I hope that's the case. She like has a very, concerned mother look on her face, but there's a bit of glimmer of ambition in her eyes. It's not that hard to spot. In any case, we should get to the report. And then either way, Suiko, I'm of course, needless to say, very proud of you and your accomplishments. You've done something that no one else in our history of the Uzumaki has. Sealed and tamed a dragon.
I couldn't have done it without the water dragon wanting to help me in the first place. He deserved some credit too. But yeah.
I'm sure. Does it have a name by chance?
Man, it always comes back to the name.
Sorry, I just had to rub a little more salt in the wound there.
I noticed. Thanks, Hudson. He's feeling a bit down right now. The wind dragon kind of scared him, disappointed him that the wind dragon was attacking him. He's kind of having a moment, so I haven't really spoken to him in a little while, but I will learn his name once he's more comfortable.
All right. No need to rush. I was just curious. To the meeting we go then. And she sort of escorts you to the meeting chambers. Unless there's something else anyone would like to do, you are all make your way there over time as well.
Just cry.
Supposed to talk to Arata's dad or something?
Do it?
Well, I don't think that they're going through with the poisoning plan.
No.
Poisoning plan was cool, but we're not going through with it.
No, yeah.
Oh,
It
that's
was like
why you wanted us to go see your father?
y'all were gonna
Arata's
help.
telling me to death,
Y'all were.
so that's cool.
Damn, I thought all
Y'all were
three of
gonna
us were
help. No, y'all were gonna help feed him molding mushrooms to keep
Yeah.
him
Oh my
paralyzed for a while.
God.
While
Oh my
I, while I
He
looked
came
like
as
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I seriously thought you just wanted us there to try and convince him again.
No.
No, not really.
Right over you, huh?
It really did. In true Suiko
Jesus.
style. It's fine. It's fine. We're in character with Suiko.
Character, bro. I'm depressed IRL.
Do we notice Izuto's sadness?
I love
Like,
how
is this visible?
My sadness? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Before we walk in, I would definitely be like, "Are you okay? What's going on?"
Just I'll tell you after the meeting.
Okay, nope. Okay,
Alright.
man. Just
Pat him on the back.
keep your
We're
head
here
up.
for
Yeah.
you, man.
I think this will go good. Assuming for some reason you're sad about this.
No. Just go
Okay.
according to plan.
So you guys take the opposite chair. Well, I suppose you're all just sort of standing there. These are massive chairs.
No, only Suiko's
It's good for
chair.
Gon.
That's Suiko's chair. You guys have to stand.
I
In
tell
any
her hands to pull her chair before she sits on it.
You guys give your report. So let's be clear what you're holding back. So you're holding back all the Izuto cursed mark stuff, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're giving the wind dragon stuff though pretty much in full.
Yes.
Okay, I guess minus the detail about the sword. You just say, oh, he was tortured or whatever in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
Had some marks on him. Was clearly hurt.
Right. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else you guys want to hide.
My depression.
Well, yeah. Okay. So you guys. Oh yeah.
Damn, sorry, it was too late. I was gonna confront Pakira about, like, did she snitch on me? And told everyone about I have the water dragon.
Too late.
Damn it.
Well, you can always talk to her later, I guess. But
I don't know if she snitched though. It's her plan. If you told somebody else, you'd be the snitch. I don't know if she can snitch on herself.
in any case, you guys deliver your full report. With the clan heads occasionally sort of jumping in and asking little clarifying questions and stuff. I'll say go ahead and make a group deception check.
Shit.
Okay.
My deception is really good. Maybe I can get another 0.
Ayo. Where is deception? Ayo, big fat +2. Let's go.
I think that's probably the best out of anyone here. So
There it is.
Oh my god.
You know what? In character,
5's valid.
Oh, Arata rolled already. All right.
Yeah, 13.
511.
Okay. You guys make an effort, but there are certain points, particularly near like the Wind Dragon and stuff, and like when you guys were investigating the ruins as to what exactly was on like the paintings and stuff like that, where it becomes kind of obvious that you're holding something back. At a certain point, Akamichi Gon, he sort of leans his massive body forward and begins trying to press you a little bit. However, soon after, before you guys can really answer, as you start to sweat, Saratobi Isha steps in.
Yes.
And
girl.
sort of answers the questions in kind of a like, no, that was a stupid question, like you know, that sort of attitude.
We love that vibe.
Eventually, Akamichi Gon, despite their disparate ranks in terms of their clan's influence, he does appear to respect Isha, and he sort of leans back in his chair a little grumbly, but he's not asking any more questions, at least. You get the sense that there are quite a few of the clan heads who get the sense that you're holding something back, even if they don't know what. But you also get the sense that they're willing to give you the benefit of the doubt here, that it's just something that they don't need to know. By the end of the report, the Hokage nods his gratitude. He says, "Thank you for the report. I would be bereft if not to ask, Suiko, what is your position on what should be done with the water dragon within you?"
I would personally like to keep him within me because I have a really good bond with him. He listens and communicates with me very well. And with the whole extraction thing, from what I understand, it can kill either one of us or both of us. And for obvious reasons, kind of want to avoid that, especially since he's working with me so well. Don't really want to risk that.
Do you think that you and your relationship with him is strong enough that should the Leaf Village go to war, he would support us through you?
I believe so, yes.
The Hokage, I assume Suiko really believes that.
Yeah.
You're not lying. All right, go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, quick question. Wait, is Nariba the heir to the throne? Like, is this her mom?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I was just making sure.
Yeah, you've encountered Azura before. She was one of the proctors of the test, the training exam as well.
Yeah, I had her name as a friend. I just wasn't sure if it was her mom or not.
Yeah,
Not
you
17.
have it formally. All right, 17. That's not bad. What's the? Oh, the 1D. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my vest makes me more persuasive, not to brag.
That's so
It's
funny.
so funny.
My piece of clothing. People are just
Very,
really
very
impressed by
fashionable.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They respect the tuning.
The Hokage is like, wow, that jacket, boy. That's
That's a shiny jacket. She's so cool.
She is, yeah. The Hokage nods and he says, very well. Seeing as you're the only one who can speak with the creature, I suppose we must take your word for it, Suiko. I hope that you're right. In any case, unless anyone else has any other questions, we shall begin the voting on the two matters before this council today. You've all heard the arguments for every side, and now you've seen the last piece of the puzzle in the form of the report given by these brave young ninja. On the matter of the war, all those in favor say aye. Inuzuka Tazaga raises his hand and says aye. Akamichi Gon nods and he says aye. Saratobi Isha, looking over at you, Arata, with sort of like a forgive me in her eyes, she says aye.
Damn it.
I honestly, I look like visibly upset. Like I'm a little upset that she went through with it.
However, after that third vote aye, the remainder stay silent. The Hokage calls for a nay vote, and all the other clan heads vote nay.
Ew, 4 against 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 3.
You guys didn't have to persuade as many as you did, but you did quite well. In any case, he nods and says, "Very well. The preemptive strike will be off the table for the foreseeable future. In that case, there's only one other issue to resolve as to what is to be done with the water dragon. Since we are not going to war, the only options that I can see are for it to be extracted and let loose, let be inside of Suiko. Actually, yeah, those are the only two options since the wars.
I like to think he canonically said that. Like, no, yep, that's it.
Never mind, that's it. So he asks for I suppose he'll vote in favor of. He'll put it like this: all those in favor of extraction and letting the dragon loose. And everyone looks around. The Yamanaka, Azura, and Sarutobi Isha, who were in favor of that solution, just sort of are looking around at the other clan heads, and they stay silent, realizing that they are outvoted even if they tried to vote yay. With that, the Hokage calls for a nay vote, and everyone votes nay. He looks over at Suiko and says, "Very well. The fate of the water dragon and yourself are, for the moment, in your hands, Suiko."
Thank you, Mr. Hokage, sir.
He holds up a hand and he says, "Understand, though, should we need to call on you to make a sacrifice in the future, you will be expected to do so without complaint."
Understood, sir.
Yikers.
Pakira, as he says this, she kind of bristles, like visibly angry at the way he's talking to you. In any case, you are all dismissed from the council and return with Isato and Kenjiro to the compound, where you will discuss your next mission. And that's where we'll leave it off for tonight.
I'm so
People
depressed.
pause.
So
Not
close.
for Izuto.
So sad.
That's unfortunate because you could have. The thing is, like, if you had tried to summon, this could have come up at any point.
In the combat, that's what I was thinking about. I was like,
Yeah.
this could have been insane if you did that mid-combat and it just like poofed.
Yeah. I was like, I thought that would happen like during the mission, but you just never tried to summon a tiger, so it didn't come up. That's unfortunate, East, because I feel like you would be very happy right now with the way the session went otherwise.
Dude, 19D10 means nothing if Wagner can't be there.
Are we gonna have any time between the mission and leaving?
Yes.
Or like getting okay, cool.
Yeah. Not a ton of time, but some time.
Okay.
Yeah. So if there's any shopping that you guys want to do, you guys have a bunch of money now, right? That you'll probably want to use before the next mission.
Money.
So feel free to figure out what you want between this session and the next. The next mission will be to the Land of Mists, in case that wasn't foreshadowed, obviously enough. But yeah, good stuff, guys. I'm curious as to what you thought about that session. Was that fun? Was that okay?
Yeah.
100%. I enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. Good.
I was
good.
like, other than the last part,
Well, right.
it was great.
No, I like
Okay.
I like the story role playing. I very much enjoy that aspect of it.
The world building.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think if every session was like that, it'd get boring. But every once in a while, I like to do a non-combat session.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed having a story driven session.
Can I ask Kenjiro a question before I forget this by next week?
Oh, sure.
I want to ask about the first mission we went on. That dude was trying to summon something. Was that a dragon?
Kenjiro. Kenjiro says he looks like he gets a glimmer in his eye and he says, I don't know. We didn't let him summon it, so it's hard to say. I will say though that intelligence, the intel has cracked a little bit of it. It apparently has the word waystone in it a lot.
No.
There was in that temple there was a fair amount of waystone.
No. Let's go. Suiko just cracked part of that
Good
journal.
as to like remembering this shit. I'm actually surprised that you recalled that. But,
Listen, we
on my
care,
mind.
Hudson. You make a good story.
all right. But yes, Kenjiro says we might need to send a team over to investigate that stuff, huh? Probably won't be us though. That sounds like the work for some other poor Jonin and a bunch of miserable Genins.
True.
Let's go, Suiko.
All right, good stuff. Next session, be prepared with your abilities and stuff, because there probably will be combats. I would assume.
I have a Rasengan.
Rasengan.
You Rasengan? Oh, that's you. So you Rasengan and Shidori.
Yeah, I
That-
can
that's
do
really
it.
cool.
He really wants just all the roles. He
I
wants to be
want
Naruto and Sasuke.
I just need a giant like I said, not really. I just need my meiosis regeneration. I can be Sakura too.
There you go. There you go.
No,
I will be medical and you can shove it.
There is a reason Shidori is better if I'm not in Curse Mark. Rasengan scales, like if I upcast it to A, I can give it Earth or Wind release, which makes it scale better than Shidori. So it ends up doing more damage in Curse Mark, but Shidori does more damage out of Curse Mark.
Okay, interesting.
That's the actual reason I have two of them, but yeah, I didn't get to try my wind stuff.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how busted these new characters are.
Not necessarily busted. Also, read Vacuum Field. Let me know what you think, because I think I'm gonna have fun with that one.
Oh no, I won't read. I like being surprised.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to it. All right. I'll see you guys next week then.
All right, toodaloos.
Alrighty.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, night.